I really hope people are uncomfortable with the stream like going and then just hearing us like the soothing sounds of Sprots takes. Ah, suck my dick.
How now, brown cow?
Unique New York.
Unique. I can't even do it.
Unique
Unique.
New
New York.
New York. Who's ready to see me looking homeless?
Whee!
Hey!
Whee!
When you're here, you're here.
You're here, you're here. I got to tweet about it, that I'm here.
You gotta let the people know. Like, if you don't tweet about it,
Sprots Takes is live.
it's Homeless Gat and...
Redneck Megan.
Woo!
Homeless Cat and Redneck Megan.
I mean, let's be honest. Would a homeless person have this good of a weave?
You never know.
That's
You
true.
never know. Like, what if you blew all your money for rent on your weave, and then you're like, well, fuck.
I say that, and it kind of looks like I got effed 8 Ways to Africa in it. So no, I'm just gonna...
Why are you going to Africa?
That's the cool place to go now.
Oh my god, why are you going to Africa?
Hold on, I have to relax my mouth to do
So,
that.
today.
1 second.
Okay.
I can't do it. I'm just laughing too much. Ha, wah. Like, if you could talk with your mouth like completely open, that's like when I've always measured somebody, like, just when you can tell like their mental space. Close your mouth while I say this because it'll affect that. There you go. If somebody just like actively listens, like with their mouth wide open, like, what? I can usually tell
They do
like,
look stupid.
like how aware somebody is and like how actively listening to me they are when their mouth is just like gaping open, like, huh?
Well, when your mouth is open, like, the only way I can think, like, is you're getting ready to say something, you know? So, like, you're not listening because you're already thinking about what you're going to say.
Yeah, we need to teach lessons in active and like, I don't know, just selfless instead of selfish listening or selective listening, because I feel like men have a lot of issues with the idea that like when you're talking to somebody that you need to be like forming a thought in your head while they're speaking.
For real. Like, they cannot possibly just listen.
That's what I think. And it's not just men, but like it'll help your relationships out a lot. This thing is pissing me off. There's like this little Skype thing and it's just your face.
Yeah, every time you move the box, or like you move your mouse.
But like it keeps popping up and I close it on that screen and I'm like, what are you doing?
Because you're moving your mouse. It doesn't on mine too. Except
Well,
it's still just my face because
I'm
that's a
not
lie.
happy
It's
about it.
just your little icon. Your little
Is it? Do you know who that is in my icon?
I can't see it. My face is covering it. Is it Kanye?
It is Jamarcus Russell.
I don't know who that is. The football player?
Yeah. But no, you couldn't tell like in that picture. It could honestly because
It's like this big.
well, and like the worst part is that like it does look more like a rapper, but you have to remember Jamarcus Russell as a person just didn't spend his money wisely. So it's like a dead giveaway when you see the fur coat and the private jet. It's like a Kim Kardashian like 2004 photo shoot that he decided to do.
Yeah.
So like there's no way. Also, somebody, you know that picture that you thought I was like thirst trapping to get someone's attention, but it honest to God, I was just like, this looks cute when it's two of me and I'm not wearing pants.
Oh yeah.
Some Russian bot has retweeted it and I'm getting like Russian comments like, and Russian people, if you go to the likes, there's now 90 likes on it for some reason. I'm like, what? Like it was I posted it during Game of Thrones, I thought. Like I can't remember, or like the day, I can't remember when.
The day before. I think.
Okay. I couldn't remember when I posted it, but I was just like, what the hell is going on? And so now it's like predominantly Russians and then random SoundCloud rappers. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And then the usual suspects, but mostly the Russians that are freaking me out.
The Russian.
For once, it's not somebody that like is one of our like internet fans freaking me out. It's the Russians.
Naturally.
Well, I just assumed that you dropped some like fire nude of some sort and tagged me in it. So that's what was going on. And I'm like, nope, don't know what it is.
No, just your own Russian attack. You look Russian though,
Yes.
with your ice blonde hair.
Mm-hmm. And my hips built for birthing. Lots of
Yeah.
farm children helpers.
Lots of farm children? That's
I
what
don't
you
know.
said?
In Russia, I feel like you have children to like help tend to your crops. I don't know. Or
I
help
mean, they
like
do need
plow
a
the.
hardy stock, I'd imagine, but I think it's more weather related. I don't know. I've been watching a ton of The Americans lately, and that's all about the Cold War. So,
Pretty relevant. Like next week, Megan's gonna learn
yeah.
about World War II.
No,
We were at the
I don't
World
like
War
history
One.
at all.
Well, no, okay, explain that because I think it's really interesting. I remember when you and I were talking about content stuff. It was like 2016, maybe. I can't remember when that whole OJ thing happened, where it was like the revival of the. I think it was
Oh yeah,
2016, wasn't
yeah.
it? And I was like, you got to check
Right.
this out. This is one of the most like turnstile of American or recent American history. Just like this was one of the most like dividing cases and most watched cases. Like blah 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 blah. And I remember specifically, you're like, I didn't care about it happening then. I don't care about it now. I'm not watching that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
but like that to me, it's funny because it's like it's perfect because you know so much about the current happenings of like so many things. Like if I were to ask about current WWE, I'd be lost completely. And if somebody asked you about 90s, you'd be lost. So it's like together we are the perfect mix of current and past knowledge.
Right.
Boom.
Boom. We will cover all of the bases.
And it's not because I have a problem with being nostalgic or anything.
You really do. Like
It's
you love, not in a bad way, but you love like history and like the foundations.
I like knowing how things started.
Yeah.
I think it's because we were all lied to as children growing up about like how presents really get under the tree, and that fairies don't come in the middle of the night and take your teeth from you. I mean, that's kind of creepy once you think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's a little
I
bit
mean,
creepy.
yeah.
So I mean, I just feel like now that I'm an adult, I need to know the truth of how things work. Not like some bullshit that my parents told me, like, oh, there's a little man living in the garage door, and every time that we want to open it, we call him and tell him to open the garage. Like dumb
They
stuff
told
like
you
that.
that?
Oh my god, yes. My parents
Oh
told me
my
that like
God.
there were like people living in the lights of the street lights, and then you had to like do a special point at them for them to make the lights go green. Like my
What?
parents made up so much shit to me.
That's so funny. They
My
just wanted you to shut up.
Oh, and then no, this is my favorite. My mom would be at home, and my dad and I would be driving around, and we would call from a payphone to get the score of the Chiefs game. Or like my dad, like back before I was even alive, my dad would be
Yeah.
in the kitchen at Plaza 3 cooking, and he would be like, "Yo, what's the score of this, this, and this?" No one could get him an answer because they're all busy. He would call home. She'd be right there. Give me an update on the score. She would tell him so many times that the Chiefs lost and they actually won.
Oh my God.
And she did it all the time.
What an asshole.
Like, this was my childhood. So I was lied to about everything.
That's
So,
amazing.
trust issues, yeah, a little bit. My favorite thing in the world, though, and this is obviously before we get into our real show, my mom, I finally got payback. It was like, shit, 10, 15 years later? Can't remember. When she ruined all the sports of all my childhood school. Thanks, Mom. I know you're
What?
listening. But she went with me to the movies for the first time in like forever because I was a teenager at the time. So like I didn't want to go to the movies with my mom. And we went to go see The Blind Side. And when I took her The Blind Side at the very beginning of the movie, I was like, because I had already seen it and she knew that. I was like, it's a great movie, Mom. We got to go watch it. We got to go watch it. And I'm like, here we are, Blind Side. I mean, it's Sandra Bullock. It's all cute. And she's blonde and sassy, whatever. And so we go in there and I'm like, Mom, I love this movie, but oh man, the funeral is the saddest part. And she's like, oh, okay. And she likes knowing to brace herself. So the only reason I told her that, I'm like, just brace yourself. You know, the funeral is the saddest part. So you go through the
Right.
movie. Then the car crash happens, and she's just like, oh my God, what? And she's like, shit. And she's like thinking in her mind, like the kid dies. Like, oh God, this is
Right.
horrible. And I'm just like, and she's like, this? And I go, no, just wait. And get through it. And then, here goes Michael Orr trotting off to college. And he's like, finally he comes back to the car, and you know, he says goodbye to his mom, aka adopted mom, whatever. She kidnapped a large black kid and then put him through school and then to her alma mater. So I mean, honestly, she's just paving the way for AAU athletes to do the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
And so we're at the very end of the movie, and he's walking away on campus, and randomly enough, it's Tim McGraw, the dad, and Sandra Bullock, the mom, and the younger kids. They're driving off in the car, and the credits go, and it's the end of the movie. And she looks over and she punched me in the arm so hard. She's like, "You son of a bitch! There's no funeral. You tricked me." And I'm like,
so funny.
Payback, Janet. Payback.
So many lies.
So, but your parents really never did that?
No. I mean, my parents lied to me obviously about like Santa and Tooth Fairy stuff, but right. I think the only thing they lied to us about was when they took us snipe hunting one time. But like,
wait, what?
They're like, I don't even remember what the thing is. It's a pretty popular lie. Like, it's like a Bigfoot type of thing. Like, you go out into the forest and you're like supposed to find snipes, whatever they are.
Oh my god, I'm here for this.
It was in King of the Hill. Like, I don't know what. I don't remember.
Not everybody had a King of the Hill childhood, Megan.
I didn't have it either. I didn't watch. I only know because I just started watching King of the Hill now as an adult. No, I didn't watch Frasier as a kid either.
You said Frasier was your go-to to fall asleep.
Yeah, now.
Oh, my bad.
Right now. When I went to sleep, I literally broke 3 DVDs of Pride and Prejudice. That's what I would watch going to sleep.
Which version of it?
The Keira Knightley version.
Oh, okay.
Which I wasn't even a kid then. Like,
I was gonna say, like, huh.
As a kid, we just listened to music to go to sleep, but you know.
I would listen to audiobooks as a kid. I listened to Little Mermaid, and then I saw you slandering Magic School Bus on the timeline.
Okay, of those 4 options, Magic School Bus was the worst.
So let's talk about that real quick, because Kevo did a, it was like a pick 4, or did somebody else do it and he just quoted it?
I think he just quoted it.
Okay, but it was Recess, Magic School Bus,
Arthur, and what was the 4th one? It had to have been something good because we didn't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, I was like, what did we like that? I mean,
Recess, Magic School Bus.
Was it Hey Arnold?
No, because I don't like Hey Arnold.
Of course you don't.
Well, I mean, I don't dislike it, but like I didn't have cable growing up, so like that was not ever something I got to watch.
Kevo has some really garbage retweets, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
He
retweeted somebody that I wish would fall off a cliff. That's cute.
Yikes.
Oh shit, I'm on air. Ha ha! I had no idea.
Oh my god, you're so.
I'm so rude.
So rude.
I'm in a great mood today too. Oh, okay, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye, duh.
Bill.
So that's definitely not a get rid of.
You can't get rid of Bill Nye.
No.
Although I didn't realize that other people make fun of white people for loving Bill Nye so much. I also just retweeted that that pick one's gotta go. So go ahead, and if you guys want to go over to Sprots States on Twitter, you can see it. Boom.
Whew. We are still in pre-show mode.
I'm trying.
All of us. I mean,
today I came home I got a new car, and then my fucking blue screen of death, or so I thought. It turns out it was the Microsoft double second factor authorization thing, or the 2-factor authorization. So I had to pick a new PIN number and completely redo my security on my computer. So it was okay. We prevailed.
Oh, well, that's good.
And I talked to my life coach during the whole time, so it was cool.
Who's your life coach?
My dad.
Oh.
He was just like, well, you have a Mercedes. Who gives a fuck if your computer doesn't work?
All right, Steve.
That's
the hard facts.
That's not how this works, Steve.
Let's get into the show so you can tell us your story.
Oh yeah, well, it's not really that exciting. Let's get into the show because it's exciting. Monday, motherfuckers. Monday is motherfuckers. We got to stick with that.
Okay, it's Monday motherfuckers.
It's Monday,
The show notes
motherfuckers.
say it's Monday, comma, but we can pretend it says motherfuckers.
It's Monday. So would you like me to just say it's Monday? Dramatic pause.
Like pause and then like obviously reading your teleprompter.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us.
So let me redo this real quick. Okay, I got this. This is gonna be this my acting reel. We're gonna use this. It's cool. It's Monday. Thank you for joining us on the Sprots Take Show, proudly brought to you by the crew at Recovery Hydration Therapy. Call or text 816-877-6186. They will come anywhere in the KC Metro, so tell them Sprots Take sent you. I think I did that right.
Pew, pew, pew.
I can't wait to put that on my acting reel.
That was beautiful.
Where I just
Clip
look
that.
I just look high and like I can't read. Wow. What a change from the norm.
Oh god.
Welcome in though, guys. I'm Gat.
And I'm Glitter.
And when you're really here,
though,
you're here.
When you're here, you're here. And when you're not here, call Recovery Hydration. They'll come to you.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, what more do you want? I can see your calendar. What up?
You can.
I can see it. Does that say Japan in the bottom right corner?
Only you can.
Oh,
nobody else can.
Darn. I was
it's
really
cut
hoping.
off on the stream. I was like,
damn.
what?
I was really hoping that we could all read your personal notes.
Does it say Japan? No.
In the bottom right corner, above the.
Here?
Yeah.
No, it says PopCon.
Close. Very close.
The Plaza PopCon is at the end of the month.
You did it. You just did a hybrid version of the Plaza.
Damn it. Plaza.
You did
the Plaza PopCon.
But you did the Plaza, but yet Plaza at the same time. It's like Plaza.
Plaza.
You did it though.
No.
Tell the people what you did this weekend.
This weekend, what did I do? I had my match that kind of determines. No, that's a lie. It's our second to last match of the week or of the season for League of Legends. So we did that, and I won. Thank you for not caring, everybody.
I saw the highlights of it. Do you pay those guys to suck your dick, or what is that?
Right? Wasn't that beautiful?
They were saying everything that your little bratty ass wanted to hear. She truly is the carry. I think it's just obvious. Glitter is the carry. Blah, blah, just fucking jerking you off.
Yeah, they love me.
Act
highlight.
More like smug about that.
They don't love me. If you watched this week's, I'll clip it and I'll post this week's because they were not nice.
See, honestly, this is more like you have to pick and choose. Like when you get the praise, you just fucking embrace it. Like
yeah. I don't show you the bad ones.
I was gonna say, like, I haven't heard this like much like praise for your support skills yet, but maybe this is just what they do now.
No, I just was like ridiculously ahead in that game for no reason at all. So
yeah, you were like 5-1-13 or something.
Yeah.
Good
God.
God.
It was crazy. So we did that on Friday. We have one more week left in my tournament. This week it's out of our hand. Well, it's sort of in our hands if we make it to playoffs or not. We have to win, but somebody else also has to lose to get us in. So.
Well, do you want me to kill him?
You could.
I've got 6 days
We
left.
tried. Okay, you know what's funny though? We didn't physically try, but like the people that we need to lose, a tornado literally destroyed their town yesterday or on Saturday.
Wait. Are we having this same? Okay, because Friday I recall I was getting my fucking ass chewed for hoping an artist dies so my paintings have more value, and you're like casually mention that your opponent's town had a natural disaster come through and destroy everything.
Literally destroyed. Like they posted pictures and it's gone.
That's not very zen.
No, it's not zen. Well, okay, I can be funny. Like I can laugh about this only because we needed them to lose, and if this tornado had just happened, like, okay, maybe I would be a little bit more sad about it. I am sad about it because it's unfortunate for them. But the people that they're playing want to forfeit to them now to give them the free win because they got hit by a tornado. And I was like,
that's a
no,
bitch move.
I need them to lose. But if they lose, they don't get in playoffs and we do. If they win, they get in playoffs and we don't. So all I'm saying is God's decided that they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And
he has spoken.
You
I
got hit by a tornado. Sorry. Goodbye.
we sound like some straight up like Alabama sports radio here, like talking about God and interventions and how,
Right.
you know, if Lane Kiffin would just stop banging Nick Saban's daughter,
That's
but
it.
it's God's plan. It's God's plan.
Start singing God's plan.
Roll
Where's that
Tide. Roll Tide.
track? Roll Tide.
Is there anything more white trash than saying Roll Tide after
Roll
anything?
Tide. Maybe like a yee yee.
Then I just think you play too much Fortnite
What does that mean?
because that's what they like. People are always saying that shit. Like they do the yee yee thing, like when they're like, I don't know. I watch
In
Fortnite stream.
Fortnite?
No, it's just the way that they talk, like gamers or whatever. I've heard them not yeet. I know the difference between yee and yeet, but like when
Yeah.
they're on a roll and they're like making noises, that's like one of them that they go to. I don't
I
know.
didn't know that.
I think it's
Okay.
just Fortnite streamers. I don't know. I accidentally, when I got on Sprots States, I started following people back that started following us on Twitch. And
Mhm.
a lot of them are just like redneck gamers. And I'm like, hell yes, I'm here for it. But it just terrified me a little bit.
Oh,
So
it is kind of terrifying. I've never seen that.
I don't know. It was weird. But yeah. I think Roll Tide is the ultimate like white trash battle cry.
Probably true. I would say that's fair.
And I can't piss off that many people. Like, how many Alabama fans do we have in this city? 10?
Not in the city, no. Which is weird because they kind of permeate everywhere, but there really is no, in general, SEC presence here, but
Could be.
especially,
Mizzou fans would step it up a notch.
well, just come back to the Big 12, Mizzou. What are you doing?
They miss us. So does Nebraska. That's what just cracks me up. I'm like, you motherfuckers want to be back.
Right? Like, why can't we just do this? Give the Big 12 12 actual freaking teams.
Oh my god. Wouldn't that be great if we could just like our whole conference is a lie?
Right? From the beginning. Like, you were talking about parents in the pre-show lying to you. Our own football team lies to us, so...
You know, our entire conference for any of the Big 12 teams is just giving me trust issues. Like, I thought that like my parents and their actions and everything else were the reason that I have trust and abandonment issues. Nope. Fucking lying ass Big 12 conference. Bob Bowlesby,
For real.
I am demanding retributions immediately. All my therapy goes directly to you now, sir.
Okay. You know what we should do? We should have Auburn added to the Big 12 conference because they're liars too, since they have a fake mascot.
They do.
So they can be number 11, so we just need one more, and we'll take Mizzou.
Honestly,
'Cause
I would
They lie about, like, recruiting or whatever they got in trouble for.
love to have Auburn in the Big 12. Shut up. Because they're a good team. They have like crazy fans, and I feel like they could take over where Colorado fans, and because they were rowdy as hell, and they're
Colorado,
mean.
for sure.
Yeah, Colorado suck. I hate you guys. You guys were awful. But they could be like the rowdy ones. They could be like the rowdy crazy fucks that have live animal mascots too. New
gosh.
rule. I think that to be a Big 12 team, you have to have a live animal mascot. Jayhawks, you're screwed because you don't have a real fucking mascot. It's not a real bird.
True.
Just like fucking Auburn has an eagle but a tiger. So I'm like, if you put the two next to each other, I feel like one, and we know which one is gonna win.
Right. The eagle.
Right, because it's a robot. You can't kill it.
Right.
And how convenient of the U.S. government to give us, like, as a nation, a mascot that is just simply controlled by the government. Hello?
Obviously.
If you think that this is a sports radio show, I'm sorry. This is actually Eagle and Bird Takes.
Eagle and bird takes and talking about how we're going to send more tornadoes to Oklahoma to get me into the playoffs. Thank you.
You know, that's where you have to draw the line. This is what you have to ask yourself. Am I a go-getter? And a go-getter would wish natural disaster on their opponents if necessary.
All I'm saying is God is mad this week. He's mad at Oklahoma. Who isn't? Mad at Notre Dame, apparently. It's on fire.
Like the actual in Paris?
Yeah. It's like falling apart on fire right now as we speak. So she's looking it up.
No, I also have a painting of that.
Oh.
I have a painting of Notre Dame.
Oh my gosh, from this rich person that's not dead yet.
Yeah. So it'd be great
Or
if
this
like
painter
it burns
person.
down, I have the painting, and then he dies, and then it's a trifecta. That is what you would call a hat trick, ladies and gentlemen.
That is true. That is true. So I don't know. God's in a feisty mood, so it might
It's
happen.
Aries season. Of course it's on fire.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So all I'm saying, I don't know how that's gonna help us any Notre Dame, but
I don't know. I'm just having way too much fun with this right now. I shouldn't be laughing. It's horrible because you've been there, right?
in a fire?
No, to the actual cathedral.
No, I've never
Okay,
been to
you were
France.
in Spain, yeah.
Spain, yeah.
I went there and I convinced my dad, like, because, you know, as a kid, you're just like, oh, okay, well, this looks neat. Like, I saw the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, I know, yeah, that's where the guy in Quasimodo lived. Cool.
That's where Quasi lived.
What up,
Another
Quas?
lie.
Yeah, another lie. It's cool, guys. Disney movies are real. I didn't realize it was on fire. That sucks. But back to my
That's what I was trying to
very
look at.
self-serving story. I made my dad sit down because we're not Catholic at
What?
all. Not a really religious family. It might shock a lot of people. We went to Cherokee Church, Cherokee Christian. My dad's family was really involved with that. Stimming into my own personal life, no. I did my time in Christian school. I'm out. And I convinced him to do like mass at Notre Dame. There we go. I was gonna say Notre Dame
You guys
at
were-
Notre Dame, and I
It's
we
really. I
sat
thought
down
Notre
and
Dame
did
was
that.
on fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first read it, I was like, "Oh, that's weird."
Oh, that's
Sorry.
horrible.
Sorry. So you had mass at Notre Dame in
Well, no,
France.
we were no, but we like I don't know why that memory sticks out. It's just that like it was so uncomfortable because like we're not Catholic, so what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering where that picture was because Jessica Fogel tweeted or put on Facebook, "Holy shit, this makes me so sad," or "This is so heartbreaking." I'm like, huh, is that what? Where is that? Because it was a weird angle. It kind of looked like it was on campus somewhere, but
Right.
now I understand that it's on fire. So
The cathedral is burning. I don't know why. I haven't looked into it, so like this might sound super naive coming back to watch it, but I don't know why they haven't been able to put it out yet. It's been on fire all morning. So I'm not really sure what the status is there with France and being able to pour water. But
well, either way, horrible to hear that. I hope everyone's okay and all that stuff that you have to say. Because wow, that's. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. It's like, is the Pope going to issue a statement? What do we do? We wait? What do we do?
there probably is a statement out from the Pope, to be honest with you, but I don't know what it is. I don't know how you issue a statement like it caught on fire.
Don't say those things.
Sorry.
Hello, today we are gathered to talk about the fact that this building caught on fire, still is on fire, and we don't know why. Continuing, we'll keep you updated as much as we can. It's in France. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
It's France. Je ne parle pas français.
Yesterday on our broadcast, yeah, I guess I just asked you what you did this weekend, and we just got completely
We only got to
sidetracked.
Friday. We got to Friday where I won my match, and then we got sidetracked.
Welcome into Monday. It's motherfucking Monday, y'all.
It might be linked to the renovation they're taking that's
yeah.
taking place at the thing. Like run it like they messed up, or like they purposely caught it on fire. Which
I
one?
don't think they purposely would catch it on fire.
Some people, I mean, they don't like Catholics. If they had easy access for once, I don't know.
Are we going backwards in life where Protestants and
cocktail
Catholics are going to be fighting again?
I feel like the Muslims are fighting with the Catholics.
I think we should all just stop fighting because it's no anger April.
That is true. It is no anger April, so there should be no reason. But there's quite a lot of anger happening. We're not even halfway through April. We are like right now halfway through.
It is officially tax day. We got to talk about tax day.
Yeah. So, well, let's let's jump to tax day. I was gonna say let's finish the weekend, but I don't think we ever will.
The
through it.
weekend I did nothing, so that just kind of.
You
throws
did
it out there.
nothing. I tested my Shigo makeup. I need to do that again. I'm getting my suit this week as a gift, so we will try it out again. Round 2 shortly.
That's the beauty of cosplay and doing it all yourself. You just get to experiment and then show up with some green makeup to brunch.
That is true. My like lips were black still. For whatever, like my bottom lip was black, which wasn't even the black one. It was the top one. Like, how did that happen?
I just think it makes you look tough.
That is true. I think the brunch people thought I was a crack addict. But
Maybe you are.
they thought I was on meth.
I
But
don't know how
yeah.
she got so skinny. Meth.
Are you going to take the Shiga makeup off soon? Ha ha ha. If I could keep that on forever, I would, because she is hot. But
Yeah, she's like hot in like a very villainous sort of way.
right.
I dig it.
We totally wear it all the time. And then Sunday, we did hood rat things after brunch. We just took a tour of Kansas City in your truck. It was day 3 and final day of truck week.
Truck week.
If you missed it on Friday, Gad explains how the rental place gave her a truck, which was an unfortunate idea on their part.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It worked out because we needed to haul shit. It turned out that we needed to be trucking.
I think that trucking is a way of life that I just am not fully equipped to handle yet. So I had to. It was temporary. It was fleeting. Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened.
That's right. So we had our big Dodge with a heavy, and naturally we just toured the plaza. The plaza.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Plaza.
Honest to God, the greatest thing that we did was stop and like she forced herself to say plaza, I think 3 or 4 times. You're just like, it hurt you. I mean, it definitely did. You're just like, plaza.
Going to the plaza.
You have to
We
stop and
drove
say it.
around the plaza.
But that to me, like I guess you and I don't get to do like best friend shit very often, where we're just doing dumb stuff.
Right.
There's usually always a purpose, and I'm not saying that we have like I don't know, what is it? No, I can't even think of the word. I was like, what is it when you do something but there's bad intentions? It's like, no, it's not manipulative friendship, but we're always working or doing something along the lines for our content, your brand, whatever it is that we're doing. And so us just driving around yelling at hot dads, I mean, that's all we could ever. I just, what more do you want? And just like that, dad bod tease shows up. I'm not even joking.
That's he heard our calling. We're like, we found DILFs.
What is the wild DILF calling? Like, DILFs.
I don't know. I think you just have to make like, you know that sound of like a metal softball bat on a ball?
Yeah.
Like that.
Doink.
Ting,
Ding.
ting. Like that's like the DILF call.
Ting.
And they're like, what?
Huh? Or you can, my favorite, lean out the window. Hey, daddies. Not just like, hey.
I don't know who would have done that.
Hey, daddies. Whoa.
They looked.
They did.
Looked.
Oh, they were so hot.
They looked. We went on our after the plaza. We.
Could you look more uncomfortable?
That's not how I speak.
You're like, plaza.
After we went to the plaza.
There you go.
We went to the World War II. What is it? Liberty Memorial?
World War I Liberty Memorial.
World War I Liberty Memorial with the poppies. We went up there. It was just like the top of Kansas City, and you get to see everything. So on our way, there's a softball field, which we harassed people at, and then we carried on to the memorial.
It's not harassment if they liked it.
That is true. They were into it. I'm adding you both to the prayer list. Thank you, Psycho, I think. Light a candle for me.
Light him up.
Let's say what's up to Father Francis.
Honestly, like, well, maybe light up like 12 at this point for me.
Yeah. Probably true. So yeah, we went up to the Liberty Memorial. We had a little mini photo shoot, or 12. There was really nobody out. It was actually kind of a nice Sunday afternoon, and I don't know why there wasn't very many people up there.
Yeah, I don't know, but like all the geniuses at the fucking weather place, except for the beautiful and perfect and amazing Gary Lezak, were all telling us that it was snowing this weekend.
Yeah, it was supposed to snow.
Like, nah, that
It
didn't
was
happen.
yeah, no, it was sunny and like 50. So not sure where that snow went to. I do know all of the North got it. That sucks for them.
The
I'm sorry.
North.
The North. So yeah, we did that, and then I did go home and watch Game of Thrones. Did you watch?
I did. I did a roundabout. I decided because, like, you know, you and I talk about this all the time, like the posting on social media and like when you do it, and like we make fun of people that have post days, where they stick to. And I was like,
Right.
I don't want to post on a Sunday night that's Game of Thrones. And I did kind of miss my window audience for my own post, but then on Sprots States, I posted that video and it's got like almost 1,000 views on it now. So I was like, okay, cool. And Sprout States, like, we don't have people that watch things 1,000 times usually. So it was cool to see that.
Right.
But I had to have watched Game of Thrones to get that clip. So I went home, I did my social media things. I could have screen grabbed it. I mean, but then if you look close enough, anyone that's been in my room, so literally no one watching this except you, there's like just stacks of paper all over my dresser right now of all like my court dates and my court paperwork, and like literally it's just like it's like a fucking free for all of all the horrible things I've done. And so like you could see at the bottom of the video, if you look closely enough, like all my court paperwork. So I was like, oh shit, I need to crop this. But it was a good episode. I watched it. Did you watch it in real time? No, you couldn't have watched it in real time because it already started, right?
Right, yeah, we got home kind of late. I watched an episode of The Americans, not that you care, but that's
I
what I
do
did.
care. I care about
was-
everything you do.
It was not my turn, so it was an episode of The Americans and then the Game of Thrones, which
Nice.
worked out because I'm sharing an HBO account with my brother, and I don't think we can both use it at the same time.
Okay, that's even better.
I don't know. I don't know if he knows that we're sharing, but
If he kicks you out, you can use mine. My parents, my mom, and my dad and I all share one.
it's perfect. Oh
And
no,
we're-
I lied. I have one on my Amazon account. Forget me. But yes.
There you go. Boom.
Anyway, yeah, I watched it. I've heard a lot of hot takes. People are not happy with it, and I thought it was good. So,
You know, Game of Thrones is one of those shows that I love watching. I love absorbing. I love seeing what kind of shit they're going to come up with next. But I said that I want to be invited to all these parties, and I said I was like, I want to be invited to this Game of Thrones stuff. Like, why am I not being top of the list? And it's because I remember I hate watching TV shows with other people. Like,
Okay.
I literally had to wait until I had everything done that I needed to do before I watched it, because that's how much of my brain it takes up.
it does take up a lot of brain power. And I think that's what people were complaining about, that there wasn't much action in the first one. But I'm like, we have 2 years off. Like, all of our brains need an hour to get back into the world and to copy. Like, they were throwing back storylines to episode 1 of season 1. Like,
Yeah.
you had to do a lot of mind, like you know, the crime boards when they're like tying all the strings. Like, you had to do a lot of that if you did not just rewatch all the seasons, which some people did, but whatever.
Yeah, some people have more time on their hands. So congrats on not having sex. Glad you watched Game of Thrones for the last two. Oh, no, actually, I can't say that because whenever I first watched Game of Thrones, it was a marathon that I watched with the guy that I was dating at the time, and all we did was have sex the entire time, because it was like, well, there's basically porn on our TV for the first 2 seasons, so
That is true.
here we go. So yeah, I was gonna say like congrats on not getting laid, but I'm like, that's a really good way to just segue, like, wow, well, they're doing it, so
Yeah. Yeah.
but no, it's one of those shows that it's exhausting though, and so I had to shut down everything before I started it, and for good reason, because you said that the storylines go back, and if you haven't watched Game of Thrones yet, get the fuck off of here, okay? I don't want to hear about spoilers. I don't want to hear, oh, you guys didn't warn me. If you are so concerned about it, you make time to watch it in real time, so you don't
For real.
get like I don't really care. So you're an
In the
idiot.
age of Twitter, there is no way to avoid spoilers. There's not.
And even when I watched it, not until like probably 11:30 or so, and I watched it and I rewound it and I watched it and I went back multiple times because I just have to. I don't like watching things multiple times over a period of time. I just like getting all my information once. So going back and doing all that, I didn't get done till probably like 12:31, and you know I'm usually in bed by then, so I was all out of
Right.
my element. I was like, "Ugh, what the fuck is
That's
this?"
crazy.
And so watching it, I think my favorite fucking part of it all, and I want to hear yours. I'm so excited to hear yours, but my favorite part, and it's horrible to like have laughed at this so much, but was when Daenerys told Sam that she killed his dad and his brother and was like, oh, do you need some time, you fucking pussy? Like, right? I'm just sitting there like, what a horrible way to find out that like your dad and brother, yeah, gone, but they're kind of dicks to you to begin with.
Right, like that's the part I didn't understand. Like, why do you care? Nobody liked them until she brought it up. Literally, nobody watching the show remembered that they were related to you. Like, we didn't care that she burned them to the ground.
I just remember because his brother was that super hot one, right? The big fucking strapping, beautiful man.
I don't remember.
Because like, remember when she's like, "Do you bend the knee?" and the dad was like, "No." And then that big strapping like giant man, that he was a ginger and he's like 6'5", so you know my focus immediately was like, hey daddy,
right,
what's up, let's talk. And I think because she said your father and your son, I remember it was a father and a son that were executed, so it was him. So I'm like, all I could remember was like, you killed that beautiful what is wrong with you? And I found myself getting mad at her, but we'll go into that in a minute. What was your favorite part of the episode?
My favorite part, I liked that part as well because it was kind of funny. She was just like, oh yeah, and also like, killed your dad. Oh yeah, your brother. Nah, also him. My favorite part was probably, I liked the part with, what's his name? The guy that was Jaime Lannister's friend. He was the only one, like the only sex scene in the show. Oh yeah,
with the hookers.
Yeah, he's like my favorite character. So
he's hilarious.
He's around, it's funny.
I wonder why you like me.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so that was my favorite part, which I can't even remember his name now. But
I can't either, but he always cracks me up because I was watching the episode before I came and got you, before I swooped you up, with the Lady Tyrell saying it was me. I want her to know it was me. And so in that scene, he was roasting Jaime for being like, yo, I want my own castle. Why can't I have this castle? Nobody's fucking living here now. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, give me the castle. And he goes, well, I just gave you like so much gold that you can't even see straight, and now you're worried about wanting more. Like, you're never happy with what you have, and just like going off on him. But like, he didn't realize that Jaime had just found out that Lady Tyrell had killed his son. And like, it was just funny. And yeah, you do need to catch up on Game of Thrones because you can't listen to this without catching up on Game of Thrones. Duh.
You gotta know. You gotta know. The only part that upset me about this episode, well, two parts. A, the part that everybody's upset about is why was Bran in every scene just
being
lurking?
A fucking weirdo?
Just lurking.
Okay, like, but this is the thing that we gotta do. And you know, we have to make it a social media thing. So we now have to start branning.
Branning. That's a good one.
So we are going to we're going to be in a room full of people and we're just going to be sitting there, and you'll see this in 5 minutes when it's ready. You're just like, I can't see it still, but when it happens, I must take watch. Brad, what are you doing? Go inside. I must watch. We don't have time. Winter is here. Like, he just stares. He's the creepiest fucking kid in the world.
He is creepy, and that whole like keep is not wheelchair compliant. Like,
no,
how does he keep getting places?
That's my thing. Okay, so initially when I saw Bran sitting outside, and I think you can just now see me staring into the camera. I don't know. Okay, good. But like when Bran's sitting outside, the best part about all of it is like, I thought, well, maybe he can't get inside. Maybe he's stuck there because it's not handicap friendly. That was my immediate reaction, but it turns out he's just being a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. He was like always like 6 inches deep in mud. Like, how did you get there?
Always 6 inches deep in mud. You're not wrong though.
It's a little like, I will suspend disbelief to an extent, Game of Thrones, but that one, put him on like a thing of plywood or something. I don't know.
It's just so uncomfortable to like see him just staring off, like, and when he sees Jon for the first time,
Mm.
and he knows that Jon isn't a Stark, and he's a Targaryen, and like he tells Sam, he's all like, "You must tell him the truth. He needs to know." And so I saw today, one of my favorite people to follow, it's Dragonfly Jones on Twitter. I retweet him all the time. We get into like random conversations about NBA stuff, but he's part of NBA Twitter, and also like I don't know why, but like he has all these incredible theories about different shows that I'm always watching for some reason. He's just like always spot on with it, and he's like, okay, so Jon Snow flat out comes out and says it's the realm over everything versus, you know, Arya saying it's family over everything, being loyal to House Stark. They're saying, well, once he finds out that he was the one true king all along, I honest to God think he's going to go to Daenerys and be like, look, this is what happened. I just found this information out. We need to come up with a plan. And I feel like they're going to talk through it and just be like reasonable about it. And then that way he takes over as king and then we're done. I feel like that's what it's leading up to with this information. Because Jon Snow is so logical, reasonable, and he's just like, hey, let's get this done. Let's get this figured out. So I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be as dramatic or as ridiculous as people are making it out to sound like it's going to be like some big problem. Like, then Arya's going to kill Jon now.
I don't think they're going to kill him. I mean, I think that, honestly, Daenerys is going to die on accident. Like, Jon's not going to say shit. Daenerys is going to die. And then he's like, it's okay, though, because I'm actually the king. So, like, we're fine.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to get turned into a White Walker before everyone.
Okay.
Well, I mean, because, like, the king is specifically, she controls the dragons. And, you know, the king can... You know, the Night King can do it. He's probably going to try to pilfer her for his own because she's like the mastermind balls of the operation for the most part. So it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you go straight for the ruler if you can? And those things aren't human, so they can do whatever they want. I don't know. It's just it's going to be the weirdest and most intense viewing of a TV show that I've ever done.
Right. And I don't know how they're going to cram, like, we only have 6 episodes. Like, how are they going to fit it all in?
I guess like the episode times are varying, and like some of them are 2 hours long.
I hate that, by the way, HBO. Hate that.
What's annoying?
Netflix has started doing it too, and like that Formula One documentary that I'm watching, they're all random times. Like some are 30, some are an hour, some are like 37. I'm just like, fuck you.
No, don't do that. Like, don't make those times like that. Come on.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. So yeah, we watched Game of Thrones and it was eventful. I think the world was watching, so that was good. And if people that don't watch it haven't already heard it enough, we don't care that you don't watch it. You don't have to tweet about that. You're not special.
That's kind of what I was wondering, if people still did that. Who?
I don't know.
Let's fucking roast them.
My timeline, they got unfollowed. Because they're like, I think I'm the only one on my TL not watching it tonight. Oh, well, good for you.
No one gives a shit.
Good for you that you don't watch something that everybody else enjoys.
And you feel the need to like just tell people about it.
Must be great. So yeah, we did that. And then today is not the weekend, but you got some exciting news to start the morning. What'd you get?
Did I? I got good morning text. I got
news, it's a physical item.
Oh, I was like, do you want to go through all the things that I did this morning that brought me joy?
Yeah. Now I do.
Okay. Woke up. That was pretty neat.
Hey, I'm not dead.
Hey!
Good start.
Hey! That thing got Hemi in it. I can't do that anymore. I'm not Trucker Boy.
You don't have a Hemi anymore.
Don't have a Hemi. For the first time since 2007, I have a new car.
Yay!
And because of how my situation is in life, some of you know this, some of you don't. Whatever, I don't really give a shit. It's pretty obvious on my Instagram post, and I'm very open about this, that I live with my father, who is in and out of town a lot. He is usually never here. If he is here, he's causing problems and being a thorn in my side, and I love him very dearly for it. And so because of this, he refused to get a car because he's like, I'm never home. So like, why would I'll just drive your car. And I'm like, dumbly in my mind, I'm like, sure, we can make this work.
Right.
It's been like 5 years now, and we have not made it work. We basically accumulated enough to buy 3 new cars, just like repairing stuff, and it was just dumb. It was always just like, well, we'll just wait out for one more thing to break, and then it'll break, and we're like, we don't want to buy a car yet, and it's always such a hassle. Buying cars is a fucking pain in the ass. What's not a pain in the ass is Carvana.
Okay.
And
Is it Carvana?
I call it Carvana.
Carvana on the plaza? Carvana?
Vana would have to be like there'd be an I in it. Carvana, like A-N-A. Yeah, Carvana.
Okay.
Plus, that's how they
Carvana.
fucking pronounce it in the commercials.
No, I think it's Carvana too. I'm just being an asshole.
Oh, I was. You literally just made me question. I was like, am I insane? Am I
No.
nuts? Am I did I really like listen to that and butcher that? Because you know I can't talk. Like
That is true. That is true.
I have legitimate impediments to where I
Bad
never know
timing.
how to pronounce things. Fucking troll. I was not expecting you to troll me today, and you did.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, you're not. And so I finally have a new car. And it's not just a new car, it's a new Mercedes. Which, you know I'm going to get yelled at about this because people are always like, you say that you're broke and you're self-employed and blah, 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 blah. I am broke. Doesn't mean I can't have a new car. There's ways around that.
Right?
Do you know how many blowjobs I gave for that thing? No. None. I will just say that, none. But no. Yeah. You never know. Hey. Secrets are fun. But yeah, it's just nice to have a Mercedes, I guess. I was going to say it's nice to have a Mercedes again, but then I'm like, Mercedes again? No, I've never had a Mercedes before. This is I have other people calling me about my other car. So now that I have this new car, it's funny because my old car that I'll be still driving for the most part is a 96 Jeep Cherokee that's like fucking smashed. Like we're talking big old dent on the bumper, on the back bumper and the front bumper. It's a disaster inside. It looks like squirrels like decided to have an orgy in that thing. And it still runs like a champ though. So I'm excited about it.
All right.
So I'm going to have very 2 split personalities just like pretty much any other day of my life.
Mercedes or Jeep?
You never know which one you're going to get. My favorite is somebody else drives me around still. I can't give up that lifestyle. It's just too nice.
But you should consider it now after your trip that it took you to get to brunch.
Oh my God.
We went to brunch. We were supposed to be at brunch at 11. I did not set my alarm because I just thought that I would arise before 11, which is a joke anymore.
Well, when you stay up gaming all night.
Yeah, I know. I was up till like 4 in the morning, but
Casual.
whatever.
So
I was doing my Shigo stuff, but
well, you were working. Like, I don't think you ever just stay up at night for absolutely no reason, just like staring at the wall. Like, God, I really just want to suck tomorrow.
right.
No one does that. Sleeping is difficult. But no, I don't understand like when I don't have a car that I want to be driving around in for a long period of time. So you use a car service and they're supposed to be aware of like maps and stuff. And good Lord.
Good Lord.
Good Lord, were we unaware.
It took you what? If you
An hour.
direct shot are what, like 15 minutes from where we go to brunch?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd say 20 minutes tops.
yeah. It took an hour for you to get there.
So it was cool. That was really nice. I enjoyed the leisurely stroll.
Peaceful.
But being asked every 5 seconds which way to go, and then on the way back too, that happened again.
We went to Brookside. Like, it wasn't like it was hard to find, and your home is not in some weird area. So
Literally right off the highway.
that makes 0 sense.
I don't get it. But I came out against a couple things this weekend, not because I'm angry, but I said last week, I said, stop calling me mommy or mom if I have not given birth to you. It is not cute to call me that. I've also decided that saying, oh, you look good for your age, when people think that I'm like, somebody asked me how old I was and I was like, guess, because I just love that game. And I said, give me an honest answer. If you say 23, I know you're lying.
Right.
And they said, honestly, I was going to say 26. I'm like, okay, thank you. And they're like, so how old are you? And I was like, I'm 31. And they're like, you look good for, and obviously on camera now that I'm like literally just got done doing my skincare routine and said, screw doing makeup. Here I am looking full 31. But I was like,
here I am, world.
Yeah, I was like, hello. But yeah, I was like, really, just don't do that. Don't say I look good for my age. Please, for the love of God, never say that to a woman, ever.
No.
If you value your life. Also, don't say sup. You Midwest microphone people that came to both of our inboxes. We told you on Friday we hated you, and we're just doubling down on it.
Doubling down that we hate you.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Kidding. We don't hate you. Mostly, even though you're pretending like we didn't tell you that we were busy.
I know, that too. I'm like, can you not remember our schedule? Although I couldn't remember. I go, what are we doing again? And you're like, we have a fashion show you signed us up for. I was like, oh yeah.
Literally, you can't see my calendar. Well, you can, but look at, there's so many things on that day.
I know, and I'm just like, let's do all of them. Haha.
Yeah, that is going to be the busiest Saturday of my life because I really am going to try and do everything. That's going to be a lot. But now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, you came out, my thing that I came out against, which you didn't know about, that I hated, but I hate when people say you're so much fun when you're drunk. Like, hate that. Or you're more fun when you're drunk isn't obviously a bad one. But, like, I can't even explain the number of reasons why I hate that.
Well, I think it goes to, because you and I, working in this industry, I guess, you have to kind of pride yourself on being, like, a people person, or you have to kind of pride yourself on having a personality, because why else would you be a creative person if you didn't have, like, a personality to go with it or something that you wanted to share with the world? So to hear that people think that you're better when you're inebriated kind of sucks, because one, you don't drink that much, like, at all. Like,
right.
I can drink all day long and be fine until, like, I'm not, because that usually is a wall that very few people see.
Right.
But
only Kelly.
Yeah, that's not wrong. Good God. We would need a GoPro to figure out nights where we've been together and parted ways and somehow both lived.
Right.
But you're not a big drinker, so to hear that somebody thinks that you're more fun when you do something that you don't do very often, and it's like a very rare occasion, that's just kind of like, it just kind of sucks to hear that, even if it's not true, because I know it's not true. She's weird as fuck whether she's been drinking or not. Honestly, she's weirder when she hasn't been. And that's kind of terrifying. But you give her enough caffeine, she's like acting like a crackhead would, and no drugs needed, and it's a lot cheaper. So yeah, like I don't get it, because I see both sides of it. You're more like outgoingly like loud when you've been drinking, but I feel like I make up for you not doing that all on my own.
That is true.
Like, people love you because you're so sweet.
It takes a while for me to warm up, and it's definitely does not take a while when there's alcohol involved. I do know that. I'm not like saying that I don't know that it's easier when I'm drunk, but
isn't everybody easier when they're drunk? Like,
right? That's what I like. You're just saying like, oh yeah, you're better when you're not using your brain. It's more fun when you're a ditz, basically.
Okay, but in most guys, like, if guys say that, that's like the rapiest thing of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I like you better when you have less inhibition and there's more of a chance that you might find me attractive, so I can stick my dick in you. Like, that's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah. Like it better when you're not thinking about the fact that you're gonna hate this.
Yeah, make those bad decisions, baby. Ugh, no.
Psycho said his prom date was, but he was his prom date.
Yes.
You're not supposed to drink in high school.
Oh my God, Mom. Look at that smug little face. Look at that smug. I can see it in real time. And she just like, you're not supposed to drink in high school. And then you're like,
I didn't drink in high school.
What'd you do?
I was a nerd. I was in 800 committees. I was on so many fucking clubs.
We got a text from the text line saying she's weird as fuck even when she's not drinking. Fucking classic. But you are. Like, you went home one day after the show and like had too much coffee this day. I remember it clearly. And went and put on like a fucking skirt and a crop top sweatshirt and then a unicorn head and just started taking like random lewds with them. And I'm like, and I got so many texts the night that you posted them. Like, does she do acid? Like, is she on drugs?
She do acid.
And I was like, honest to God, she doesn't need it. Like, she's a fucking wacko. And that's why I love her. So, there. Oh. We're still reconnecting with Glitter. You have a very nice photo. There's a very nice photo over there. So, maybe we'll just wait till it's done. Call her back. You guys want to see my Jamarcus Russell photo? We'll just have the background. That's like the desktop on the other computer. So welcome into Sprots Steaks with me and Kenny Powers and Tio. I'm still here. Whenever she comes back, we'll get her. Ah! She's back.
What up?
That was terrifying.
My Skype just is like, nah, we're closing now.
I mean, I get it.
Okay.
You do you, boo-boo.
Okay.
I just sat here.
Yeah, I saw that because Twitch kept going. I was like, oh, I didn't lose my power.
But you don't understand. Like, I went into full body sweat mode, but I'm so zen right now that I didn't actually sweat. But like, if I could sweat right now, I would have.
Right. I can see all your comments, rude people.
What?
Saying it's better without me.
What? Who did that? I will go fight them.
Rude. KU needs to hire Kenny Powers as their new head coach. For what? Baseball? Do they have a baseball team?
Yeah, they're horrible. So people were talking about that this weekend too, and it was really fucking funny because people were like, they said something along the lines of, they're like, what the fuck? Can you just put him out of his misery? They were talking about putting the KU baseball coach down.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty
We're
bad.
all about killing people this week. Sorry.
Okay, we have to talk about this before we even go into anything else because I saw your tarot cards and we still haven't talked about tax day.
I know.
And we got to get this out of the way. So Aries season is coming to an end, all right? So
okay.
We're talking like we're talking 6 more days and then it'll be actually 5 more days and then it's Taurus season. So Aries season is fiery, crazy, angry energy, and it is just fucking thriving right now. Everyone's angsty. Look at the fucking NHL playoffs. It is a mess right now.
It is a disaster. There is you've been betting on them and I don't know how because it's just like
I keep winning.
Nobody has any idea what's going on.
And like the only people that keep fucking me up are the Hurricanes, and then my buddy Hondo was like, well, you don't fucking bet against the Capitals. And I'm like, shut up, grandpa. Because he literally got back on Twitter out of like 6 hours of being away and just responded to all of my tweets that day separately. And I'm like, cool.
It's hilarious.
I felt like I was getting a newsletter of shit that I didn't care about.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to love that.
Shout out.
Shit that I didn't care about. So no, like that was happening. And then the fucking fire today. I mean, Martin Truex won first time on a short track. Like shit is weird right now.
It is really weird. For sure.
Astrology is real.
Winning was very weird because that was his first short track ever.
And
he
then
was 0 for 80.
And then we heard him on the radio.
Yeah, we were driving around in our Hemi, and it's like, thanks for tuning in to Martin Truex Radio. What?
There's just so many signs from the god that I just totally trashed 30 minutes ago. That, you know, it's just like good things are happening. It's exciting stuff going on.
Yeah. So what comes after Aries? You said Taurus?
Taurus. Yep.
All right. So we're all getting our... Who makes a Taurus? Ford Taurus?
Ford Taurus.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Is that the only astrological car?
Oh my god, we're looking at your star chart. I'm finally seeing your star chart for the first time.
Oh yeah. Well, you said you needed my star chart, so
I
I
didn't.
gave it to
You
you.
never gave it to me before, but it all makes sense.
Got a lot of Cap in my blood.
That is why you're
Everybody
usually
did. That's our
glaring at me.
generation. It's our whole generation is
I don't
Cap.
have any. I have like two. I have Mercury and I have that's it. I think
Your
Mercury.
Pluto has to be in Cap, or Neptune and Uranus have to be in Cap. It's
My
like a
Neptune
14-year span.
is Pisces.
Doesn't make any sense.
It was like right on the end of something. I don't fucking
So
know.
it must have just turned between you and me.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. No, it is.
Weird.
But anyways, back to these things. Taurus, it's funny because Tauruses are pretty much everything that I love, except for the stubborn part.
Okay.
But when you look at your Venus is your love, like everything about your love life and how you love people. And yours being Aquarius makes so much sense because you are all over the place.
Yeah.
I feel like it's safe to say that you don't really have a type. But you do in your own way, but like you have so many different like energies around you all the time, and different energies give you different love, and like different people's energies are things that make up one whole, like that's your love life. That's what Aquariuses are known for doing, is like compartmentalizing different people to bring them joy in different ways.
Right.
You're emotionally sucking all the great things out of them, like all the things that you love about them, and then just make you one whole person in your mind. So it works.
Yeah. I'm a needy fuck, is what it means.
No, but that's why I think it's amazing.
Quietly needy, though. Nobody knows.
No one knows?
I mean, some people know, but like to the outer world,
I feel like it's pretty obvious you're needy.
whatever.
Okay, whatever. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Bye. That was totes mature, Megan. Whatever. Number one fucking brat of all time. I can't fucking deal with you right now. Whatever. I'm getting cheese fries. But Tauruses are they like to eat, they like to fuck, and they like to spend money.
Okay.
So that when it comes to my Venus being in Taurus, that's my life right there. That's my love
That's
language.
your love language.
And it is. I like to eat,
Food,
fuck,
and what?
and spend money.
And money. Well, that's accurate.
That's basically all I do. Not really eating much. I've been doing my like my good stuff, all my healthiness stuff. So it's a good time to have like any sort of changes, not changes, but like if you're looking at career changes, if you're looking at if you're looking to invest in yourself, or if you're looking to be indulgent right now, that is what Taurus season is all about, is indulgence. I think a lot of people know that Parks and Rec treat yourself day that everybody talks about, where you basically just like justify spending money on ridiculous shit that you don't need but you want.
Okay.
I actually had to fix the computer. I didn't have time to look up famous Taurus athletes, but I feel like people like, I don't know, like JJ Watt would be like, have a Taurus moon or something, like, because he's just so like, I don't know, Captain America. That's what I think of when I think of Taurus, like a big good old boy. But like they're known to be very stubborn. They hate change.
Let's see. We got Beckham,
Okay.
The Rock,
That makes
Andy
sense.
Murray. Dev Patel is not an athlete, is it? I don't know what he does. Those are the main ones. The Rock, Andy Murray, and David Beckham.
Yeah, and those are people that are very driven and very why am I getting emails about that? That are very focused, unlike me, when it comes to like their athletic career. You can see they have longevity. That's what Tauruses are known for, I feel like. What do you think of when you think of Taurus people?
Just like it always gave me like a glam kind of, like not glam because that's more of other sign, but like
High end.
high end.
Yeah.
Definitely like the first class kind of people, which those people all are. So
Yeah, those are
not
very
Andy Murray so much, but
well, I mean,
tennis is kind of a first class sport as a whole.
Yeah,
so.
it's super posh. Like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But no, so like that's Taurus season. So any like whatever Taurus attributes that you have, it's now Taurus season. Chances are that those attributes and those placings and those areas of your life are going to be a little bit more lucrative. I guess would be the right word. So like with Aries, if you had an Aries moon, or if you had an Aries anything to do with your planets at all, and it depends on what house a lot of these placements fall into as well. But like if you had an Aries anything, that was what kind of area was going to be affected the most. So if you're Aries rising, like your first impression to people was going to be like even more intensified. If you were Aries moon, then your choices and your emotions were going to be more intensified. And if you were Aries sun, then your personality as a whole was going to be intensified. So you were just going to be on one for the next like Aries season. So now
On one.
Taurus season is when I fall off the face of the earth with my astrology posts. I can't brag anymore about how it's Aries season, and I just get very jealous for the next 11 months because that's how long you have to wait.
A whole year.
Mwah.
Yeah. Whatever.
I just saw the funniest shit about Sagittarius today, and I sent it to you. Did you see the video that it sent to you?
No.
It's basically
Maybe?
this. I don't know. I can't remember if do you follow Trash Bag Astrology?
No.
Okay, because the video was just absolutely perfect. The way that it was like just roasting you.
Oh gosh. I will watch it later.
It's okay.
I don't know what it is.
I know,
or
but
you could explain it to me.
No, it's better when you see it. I just didn't know if you followed them. But yeah, so the astrology thing, the only reason I'm saying it's like, hey, now that we could get the fiery dumpsterness of what happened during Aries season out of the way, we can move on to better things.
To food.
To food and luxury.
Luxury. Lux. That Lux life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with those cards over there, voodoo woman?
Well, we have our tarot cards. We said we're going to start doing tarot, picking a card once a week, but then I did not prepare ahead of time. So I don't know. Like, you have to, the way tarot works is you have to think about a specific, like, it can be like for a full day, but we kind of already started the show, so we can't do that. But like, it could be for like a specific event or a specific, like, feeling towards
What about
somebody.
this week?
Like,
Since it is still like the beginning of the week, we could do that.
we can do one for the week, or yeah, probably that's it. We didn't really have any major events coming up.
We have Easter coming up.
Well, not that, but like, I mean, like something in the next 2 days. Okay.
For once, I don't have any like court dates coming up, so we can't do that.
Damn it. Why not?
God, I need to
go
go
to court more.
Go get in trouble more. Go borrow money from people more because you can't pay your legal fees.
Oh my god. All right, so we'll see what our week's gonna look like. It is Monday, boys. Or what did you want us to say? Monday, motherfuckers?
Yeah, I think it's just funny when you say motherfuckers.
It's Monday, motherfuckers.
That was very
It's funny
porny
when
of you.
I say it, or
Yeah.
it's funny when anybody says
It's funny when you say, because you have such a sweet voice, and then you're like, it's Monday, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, so we're gonna get we have to think. You have to help me think
Okay.
about, like, just channel your energy for fucking, if I keep
Wow.
trying.
Yeah, because that's a really good way to channel energy. Fucking fuck.
So we are channeling our energy to see what our week is going to be like. So be thinking about the week, and then we're going to pick it. And Oddcast, I will answer your question after we pick our weekly Zen. It's not even Zen.
Our
It might not be
mood
Zen.
for the week.
Our mood for the week.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think we're good. So we got this card.
That looks like us at brunch.
Right? It's us playing chess. It's like to get people playing chess on top of somebody that's holding up the chessboard. It is the 10 of Pentacles, I think. I know, I'm so bad at this right now.
No, I just like pentacles.
Yeah, not wands, not swords. Okay. So let's see what that means. Sorry, let me look it up.
I dig this.
La la la.
So the tarot cards, you can do this, like you just have to focus your energy, and that's how you utilize them.
Yeah. So Oddcast, we stream on 5 different platforms, so calm your shit.
What?
He asked a question, and he said, there's 4 people in here, you can answer my question now. Ten of Pentacles means a wealthy father schools his son in a game of chess, sharing his knowledge not only of the game but of life as well. 10 pentacles form an arch around the window, framing the boy's future inheritance. Unbeknownst to them, a servant has quietly stolen the king piece. Upright, which is the way that we got it. Upright, this would be reversed. Means sharing of family values and traditions, inheritance, wealthy, and prosperous home. So we're going to have a good week.
Already got a Mercedes, so...
Yeah, it's kind of spot on. So we're going to have a good money week. I get paid this week, so that's spot on.
Fuck yes.
So look for good things. The Chiefs are looking to acquire some pieces, maybe. So we might be spending our money well. You never know.
I'm here for it because it's Taurus season.
It is Taurus season. We're heading it. When does it officially start?
The 20th. Well, it'll be the last day of Aries season, but then it like switches over at midnight of the global
so the end of this
midnight.
week.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that is our tarot for the week. If we have any other events that we think of throughout the week, we'll pull another card. But that's our for the whole entire week. At least me and Gat are going to be prosperous. Hopefully, you guys all benefit.
If you all thought about it, you will also get in on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to say, while we're on our metaphysical route, I want to say something very not Zen that I said that has become quickly false, and I needed to share it. So, on a very serious note, I apologize to Luke Walton and his family for saying he will never be a head coach in the NBA again, because LeBron was going to blackball him because LeBron's a petty motherfucker. And look what happened. He's a head coach again. We're fine.
Where is he at?
I think he's at the Kings. I could have sworn I saw something about the Kings. But either way, the fact that people are openly entertaining him as a head coach means that he's going to be fine. And my lack of information and lack of knowledge and lack of being informed about the actual situation led to me being wrong. And I am admitting it.
How?
How what?
Like how did lack of information lead to you being wrong?
Because I feel like I don't think LeBron did it because out of spite or whatever. I don't think he would I don't think that people are as afraid of LeBron and his opinions or whatever as I thought they were, I guess. I thought that it would be the reason that he didn't get a head coaching job is because LeBron would blackball him. I didn't even think oh, he doesn't have the talent or the ability to. I just was going off of the LeBron fear, how LeBron runs everything. But I did how Wash tweeted out the other day that the Cleveland head coaching job was open, and I'm what? LeBron doesn't want to take it back? Ha ha ha.
Oh gosh.
I was making myself laugh. But yeah, I think it'll be great that I am admitting when I'm wrong now, because I think that's something you don't see in sports journalism nearly enough. And we're not really even in journalism at all, thank God. But it's just nice.
Well, did you hear who the rumor was going to be for the Lakers coach? I don't know if it happened yet. Let me Google it really quick and make sure it didn't happen.
She's not Googling. She's fact-checking. There's a difference.
I'm fact-checking.
It's not that she's unprepared. She is doubled down checking all of her information to make sure, and I am stalling by using all the words I can think of right now in my dictionary.
I'm trying to
frantically, her eyes are definitely not scanning all over the screen trying to find information at all.
I can't find out if it for sure happened or not, but they were talking about the coach from the Cavaliers, the one that was from Kansas.
Oh yeah, Lou.
Yeah. They said that he might be coming over to the Lakers, which is funny because everybody was on it about how LeBron, when he was there, was trying to get him fired. So I don't know. It is entirely LeBron's Lakers. If you don't think that he's running that, you're crazy.
I just feel and then his I saw previews for it on ESPN because that's what I fall asleep to now again. Because House Hunters did me dirty the other day. I usually fall asleep to HGTV, and I woke up and it was 3:30 in the morning, and there was a terrifying commercial on for a movie. And usually they don't air horror movie commercials, so that's exactly why I keep it on there.
Right.
Nope, there was one. Never again HGTV, so I had to switch it to ESPN. But then they have horror movie commercials, but I don't wake up during them, so it works out. But
that's weird.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was even paying attention to any of that stuff, and I was just what is this? But it was LeBron's barbershop talks and all of his not filmmaking stuff, but you were very spot on when you're talking about how this is part of his master plan of sorts to move to the LA area and kind of make that his home base instead of being back east so much, even though, yeah, that's where he's from, but that's not, where he's going. So,
Right. That's where he's from, but it's not where he's going. No, he's building his home. He's planting
I thought that was
his roots.
beautiful. Very poetic.
Beautiful. It was very, very zen.
I'm just really high.
Well, I mean,
No,
that'll happen.
I'm really not. It's funny because when I meditate twice in the mornings, which I did this morning because I meditated on a new car. It's very terrifying. It does this weird thing. I don't know.
Up.
It just showed up. Weird. You guys, positive proof meditation works.
Oh God.
I dreamed about a Mercedes and then there it was.
It just showed up. I don't even know.
I know. It's crazy. But yeah, I get like really focused and very like aware of everything around me. And then we went to Jersey Mike's and we got lunch for everyone. And I was just like very zen there too. And my dad was trying to figure out how to park the car because he can't figure it out. It's a weird parking. It's the weird how the gear shift. I can't even describe it. It's annoying.
Okay.
But he's like, oh, well, I don't know normally I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Da, 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 da. But I was very patient. I was very calm. I'm like, all right, this is what happens when I actually do what I'm supposed to do in the mornings. Meditation.
Perfect. I'm so chill. I mean, imagine that, like, on a day that you get a Mercedes delivered to your door, you're calm. Weird. Weird, but yeah, it was a meditation.
Definitely the meditation. Definitely has nothing to do with the fact that I am a Mercedes owner now.
Yeah, just pulled up in front of your house. How odd.
I'm just super, just feeling the good vibes. I just want to say thanks to my tribe for keeping me super zen all weekend. And, my team. It's just like I couldn't do it without you.
I hate you. I hate you. All right, so Oddcast asked while we were doing our tarot energy and tried to ruin it, or maybe he helped us. Just kidding. Or
you seem very angry about this.
Well, they were asking questions while I was trying to pick. Like, you have to focus during tarot.
Let's get it then. Let's hear
Sprots takes. They want to know how you named it.
So, the very beginning of Twitter, which was super fun Twitter back in like 2009, 2010, I feel like originated around people not knowing what to do with Twitter. They would they thought it was like Facebook. So you would see at the very beginning, like the word is in a lot of tweets. So like, it'd be like, Sprots Glitter is driving around and loving this weather. Cause I feel like that's something you would totally say.
Yeah.
Basically.
Don't ever scroll back to the beginning of Twitter.
Don't ever go back to her old tweets. They're like, oh my God, it's crazy outside. And that's it. Like nothing. Yeah. See, you're nervous laughing because it's like bad.
It was bad.
so like we were, I guess, just talking about how incredibly funny it is when people would freak out on Twitter and they would just start spelling things wrong and be like, this has to be the worst game of sports ball, whatever it is. And people who also don't like sports at all, like a lot of my friends in California that were horse people that just absolutely did not understand why people would watch other people play a sport and they wouldn't just do it themselves. Very elitist equestrian people. It's just do it yourself, you poor person. But they would be very weirdly just like annoying about it. And they'd be like, we don't understand the sports ball. Whatever. That's the most annoying thing you could say. But, they would just, Sprots became the angry internet version of sports. So whenever people were talking about sports and they would be so angry they'd spell them wrong, Sprots takes became kind of like the tongue-in-cheek way of saying that person has hot takes, meaning obviously they have really strong opinions that probably are stemming from a place of passion and anger and love, because you can't hate a team without loving them in some way, shape, or form.
It's true.
You can't hate someone without loving some part of them. You can be indifferent as fuck about a team. Like the Oakland Raiders could fall off the face of the earth tomorrow and I'd be like, okay, what is the world missing right now? Nothing. We're fine. Let's keep moving. That's how I feel about the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
The Broncos, I hate them because I envy how their former quarterback that gave them so much success in Super Bowls came back as GM and then gave them a Super Bowl as well. That is not fair, and we deserve more than that. And so now I am having post-traumatic Broncos disorder even talking about it. That's Sprots.
Oh my gosh.
That was acting. That was Sprots. You get passion, you get anger, you get all that shit. That's what Sprots States is about. The overall big picture of being like, you love your team through the highs, the lows, you're in it. I mean, like, look at Royals and Indians Twitter. When we first started really getting to know the Royals Twitter community, we were like hand in hand. We sucked, and we both like commiserate together. And then guess who's fucking sweeps the Indians? And now we're better than them. So fuck you, Cleveland.
Now we're better than them.
Kansas City as a whole has always been better than Cleveland. We know that's not a hot take. Kansas City is better than a place that the rivers catch on fire. Ours just had sewage floating through them, and there's a total difference. But that's a lot. Kansas City and Cleveland have a lot in common. But I'm just like, the idea of sports having to be so goddamn serious all the time is what we're fighting, I feel like.
Agreed. We like the light side, obviously. We like the zen, the astrological side.
Big word, nailed it.
We're just fucking around, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing though. Who doesn't want to fuck around and talk about sports with their best friend who happens to be hot? You know?
Yeah.
Sorry you guys don't have a hot best friend. Sucks to suck.
Sorry. And sorry they don't know sports.
Yeah.
Why is my nose so itchy?
It's the cocaine.
Sorry. On the outside?
Yeah. You are so bad at doing drugs that you would probably be like, "What? I put coke all over my nose. It didn't work." Like, no, Megan, that's not how it goes.
I thought it soaked into the skin.
What? It's not like a face mask.
I wonder what would happen if you did put coke on your skin. Probably good for you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
If you put coffee on your skin, it tightens it up. Coke would do the same.
Caffeine is different than methamphetamines.
Is it though?
I don't know. Honestly, the way that some people act, yourself included, it's terrifying because when you actually are acting super ADHD and you have coffee, you become eerily calm and like super like happy calm. Like, took a handful of Prozac calm. And then when you've already had coffee and you don't need it, you just are drinking more of it, you become bouncing off the walls insane, and that's when you've reached your limit. But we never know until it's already happened. That's the problem.
I know, and I let it happen. But
ooh, living dangerously.
Okay. It's mostly when I don't eat. But
oh yeah, that's a huge thing too. But that's what, you know, but like we literally just try to describe Sprots. That's what we're all about. Is just it's a conversation. Like we have show notes. I read them. They're there.
They are prepared.
They are prepared, and you know, we do have a lot that we love, like catching up on and talking about. But it's just such like, I feel like podcasts are supposed to be people feeling like they're in a conversation with not modern day, but with a lot of sports radio setups. It's not a conversation with your best friend. It's two grown ass men yelling at each other or trying to be the right one or trying to be the correct smart one, and it's just exhausting. Like what talk shows do you listen to? Do you listen to any sports radio shows?
I do, but it's a lot of MLB Network radio, so not anything local.
This is great. This is my favorite text that we've ever gotten, because this is somebody that has been following Sprots since like I think 2015 is when this happened. Said, I've been a Sprots fan ever since watching your random Periscope video on the Oakland BART station platform. Isaac. I love that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Isaac L. And I know, like, I see him bounce in here every once in a while, but it's like, that's the type of stuff that, like, we're lost in the middle of Oakland. Two white chicks lost in the middle of Oakland. Jess and I were. And in Chiefs gear. That was fun. And it was like the Chiefs weekend that we were playing them, so that was a blast. And we were just like, oh good, now what do we do? And instead of like, I don't know, finding my phone because it was lost and like figuring out a map, I get on Periscope.
Obviously. Just show the people that you're lost. Let everybody else in.
Yeah, come on, guys, help me, take me home, bye.
Take me home.
Like I don't know how to reach my parents, but if I could, I would. Let's just get on Periscope.
Isaac probably could have helped you. He lived down there.
Yeah, so that's perfect. So it's like, but that's why we love what we do, because it's been an evolving thing. And Megan and I, you know, did the rebirth of Sprout States is what I call, because, you know, when we started the whole thing in 2014, it was pretty much a solo op on my end. I did all the work, paid for it all, did all this other shit, and didn't have the right help. Megan comes along and says, hey, you fucking need help. Let me help you. And it's been pretty much a dictatorship ever since.
I took over. Hostile.
Yeah, she was basically Mussolini the fuck out of me. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm just trying to eat some pasta.
Right
and
over.
he's trying to like take over Italy. Shit. Didn't know that's what was happening. There's some history for you.
Yeah. There you go. So that is the whole history of Sprots. And then we started the show in January. The end.
Yeah, we started the video platform January. We've never done this part before.
Right.
And that's the part that I think is like the funniest part, because we've gone through so many relaunches and like we've done so many episodes. We're well over 300 episodes easily. And we've done so many episodes where we're all just like, oh, well, that didn't work. And we've talked about stuff so many times that we forget like when we've talked about it and when we haven't. But on this platform, on this show, everything's new. We're trying all new formats. I mean, it switches all the time. I mean, I think everyone that like listens to the podcast and has for a while and has followed along with what we do knows that. They know very well that it is all over the place, because we're still figuring it out, and it's awesome. It's fun to do that.
It is. It's fun to have fun.
You know, it is. You know, I like these little like you can't argue with when you're here, because what are you gonna say? No, I'm not. Bitch, you're here.
But you're here, so
you're here, so how could you be arguing with me about when you're here, because you're here? That's the kind of arguments that we need.
Yeah, like ironclad arguments.
Right.
That's
like
it.
You cannot physically deny a single part of my argument. That's the kind of argument I like. Like when the Chiefs win and people are like, blah, 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 blah. We had this and this. I'm like, did we win? We won. What the fuck? Shut up.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Chiefs.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah,
Chiefs
blah, blah.
suck.
Chiefs are terrible. Let's trade Travis Kelce. Name the radio show host. I don't know who.
What did he want to trade Travis Kelce for? Like, were we getting something?
I don't think so. I, honest to God, could
he
not.
He just doesn't like Kelce.
I just think that, like, and I don't know, it's not might, it will piss people off. They're just, 6'10's not good. They're not, it's deflated. A few years ago when it was Danny and C-Dot, it was a fun show. They had it was a good show. It was two people that cared about what they were doing and really loved what they were doing and they were good at it.
Okay.
Binkley show, they probably could have used less misogyny and weird conversations about things that are like they had so many jokes about like women being in the kitchen all the time. I don't know if it was that one or if like whatever, but like it just makes me sad, because like a few years ago I feel like it was fun to listen to sports radio in Kansas City, and now it's like a deflated, it's like a fucking, like you popped an implant. You got like one like a bad boob job is what I feel like Kansas City Sports Radio is right now.
Okay.
It's like you got one like slightly not wonky boob, and it's just there. There's some parts to it, like certain time slots that you could probably fix and make better on one station. Great in other areas, like maybe great shape, great size, great placement, whatever, but just bad in other areas. I don't know.
Okay.
And then the other one is just like fucking deflated. It just popped. And it's just like there's something there, but there's just not much. And it's like they're just fucking grabbing at straws these days.
That is true.
That's the only point that I'm making with my weird metaphor about a wonky boob job. But that's what I feel like KC Sports Radio is right now. And we're like the third tit that nobody really wanted or asked for, but we're fucking there anyways. Welcome to the freak show.
It is true. We are the freak show part.
But like we're fucking owning all of that. It's like Kansas City Sports Radio is a dumpster fire in a lot of areas, and people are not happy. People are not happy with the way it's going. I mean, you and I get comments how many times a day? Like,
Right.
oh, you should be on 16. I don't want to be on 16. I'm good. I did at
We
one
were
point.
there.
I
We
like,
did it.
yeah, we did the corporate side radio, and like I failed at it. In my mind, I failed at it. Whatever. People can argue about that. We're still not there, and in my mind, we should have taken over. Whatever. It's really hard to do that when no one takes chances on anything in this town when it comes to new talent, outside blood. Like, if you want a job in media in Kansas City, good fucking luck. When people come and tell me, like, oh, I think it's amazing that you created this, and I'm like, no, it's not amazing that we created this. It's amazing that nobody else has.
Right.
And it's amazing that we're the first doing this, because why should we be the first? Like, this should have been going on years ago. Unfiltered Kansas City's talk radio of any sort. We're talking culture, sports, politics, if you really want to go down that route, whatever.
Right.
I don't feel like having a hit out on me, so I don't want to go down the politics route, just in case.
No, thank you.
I feel like that's a lot. Like, we can't be the Marylands, we got to be the Jackies.
Right.
At least in public. But that's the thing to me. It's like, we don't have any fucking options, so there's a monopoly on that. So it's like we come in with, I guess, yeah, we're the third tit of this whole operation, and we're just the freak show part. But you own your creative side. You're doing an incredible job lately with all the cosplay work that you've been doing, and the planning of the outfits and like the making of everything. Like, dear God, that's really cool shit. Do you see any of these other lug nuts fucking going around doing anything creative in their free time? No. Lug nuts.
Lug nuts. I know. I was like, you just slid that one in there.
I don't know. Number one truck fan. After one weekend of driving trucks, I'm like, I can't even tell you what a lug nut is. I'm not even joking. I feel it's like
really?
No.
It's the thing that goes on the tire that holds it onto your car.
So it's just a nut. It's not like a specific. Is it?
Well, it's specific because it's for that job. Like, there's a wing nut, there's a lug nut, there's a
This
different
is why
types
she's
of
my lesbian life partner.
Yeah. Shout out to my dad for teaching me how to change a tire.
Look at my father and tell me he knows how to change a tire.
No, he does not.
No, there's no way. So I'm glad that you had a useful father that taught you things.
He did.
I know tax evasion. So
okay, it is tax season.
It is tax season. And if you want to know how I celebrated tax season, I tweeted. I said, come, if you see our accountant, which he asked to be anonymous, but I already tagged him in the tweet, so whatever.
Awkward.
If you guys want to go and check it out, he's like, please don't say my name on air. And I'm like, okay. When somebody says it to me, I'm like, what up, Brett? Not that that's who it is at all. But he goes, yeah, it's been hellacious tax season. And he goes, I want to see tax day titties. So tell everyone I want tax day titties. And I'm like, okay, I will give you tax day titties. I will tweet out that you want tits sent to you. He goes, no, don't use my name. Don't use my name, and don't tell everyone who I am. Just, I want tax day titties. I'm like, how do you expect me? I go, sir, the only tits that I have are mine, and you've already seen those. And he goes, true. Like, we're not even arguing about it at this point. Like, you've seen my boobs. So, but then it got me thinking, because of who I am and how I am as a person. Mm-hmm. In this whole thing, would I rather send my accountant nudes or have him like see my finances? What is more invasive in your mind? And that's where my mind went. And I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but I would like to hear it from you.
What do you think my answer is?
I would rather them see my nudes, because everyone does anyways. Ha.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Not
that took the excitement out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, finances are very personal, like you said. Like, not that nudes aren't either, but to an extent, they aren't that personal. Like, personal is action.
There are people that have my nudes that I have no idea how they got them.
Right.
And they should not have them. And these are like things that I feel like, are supposed to be kept private, but at this day and age, I mean, yeah. All right, there we go. It's out there.
Yeah. I mean, seeing nudes is great. Don't get me wrong. I like it. But I don't think that sharing those with people is exactly like ruining you for marriage or whatever you're
No.
worried about.
Yeah,
Not you specifically,
no,
but
no,
still.
I am very worried about being ruined for marriage. Do you think I'll find a husband?
No, never. Your tax guy has your nudes, you're doomed.
That's very true.
Like, yeah, you guys do not need to know how in debt I am, courtesy of TCU. I assure you.
Right, and like I've been incredibly open about the fact that like I think the most terrifying thing in the world, like they don't talk like people. This is like what Instagram has done to people though. Instagram has made people like live this like cushy life, thinking that marriage is just like taking couples photos together.
Hmm.
When you get fucking married to somebody and don't know their financial background, you are marrying that financial background.
Hmm.
So like if your dude is broke, that's one thing. If he's broke with good credit, you're all right. You can always make
Right.
more money.
Always get that FICO score.
If you broke in bad credit, ugh. I just that's something that I didn't know about. That happened to me. I had no idea how incredibly in debt somebody was.
Hmm.
Might have married him. I don't know. Um,
I don't know, maybe.
it's annulled. It doesn't count.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, I'm just fucking throwing it out there. It's no baggage 19.
okay.
And I had no idea until I started like getting pings on your like the things that you're signed up for to make you feel better about if your identity's ever stolen. And literally no one's ever tried to steal my identity since they did it the first time. And like they went to jail, I think, for like 6 years when they did it because I fucking pushed them. You know, how dare you?
Gosh.
Because it ruined my life for 2 years. So I've had it happen before. And so like when I saw that, I was like, what are you like? I saw my credit score lowering. And
Oh
I don't need
no.
this shit, you know? But like you don't know. And in my mind, what people tell you they can afford and what they can actually afford, two different things. And so
Right.
that's a very intimate look at someone's life, and money is huge. Like you can't just like pretend it doesn't exist. It's the one thing that everybody needs to get what they want.
Right.
So yeah, I think that like especially you and I have talked so much about this like yeah, if you guys want to take on my expenses, go for it. Like you can finally start making my payments on student loans, you can do this whatever. Like that's but being in debt at this our age especially, that's shouldn't
Hmm.
be a surprise to anybody.
No.
But like nobody talks about that side of getting married, and so they have these little Instagram things where they're all like, oh my god, getting to spend the rest of my life with my partner, yeah, and crippling financial debt because you guys can't communicate.
Right.
I just had a couple friends. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because I had a couple friends get married. They started a blog about their little like marriage life home, and now they're already selling it because they got in way over their heads. And I'm like,
No way.
so starting a blog as a newly married couple didn't work out for you. I'm sorry.
That's
They're
kind of
not
funny.
divorced. They're just having to downsize to an apartment after they like spent years bragging about how they would never go back to apartment living.
Oh, that's awkward.
So I'm having a very smug moment right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like the financial side is always going to be more intimate than nudes
True.
because just your body, like everyone has tits.
And like your nudes and stuff, you can fix your body. Like if you're not happy with it, you can fix your body faster than you can fix your financial
Oh my god, you can
situation.
start like you can get surgery from head to toe and look like a different person in 6 months. Meanwhile, your credit score is like, yeah, you're still going to be maybe leasing a 94 Corolla.
Right. For remember that thing you did 7 years ago? Yup. Us
Yep,
too.
still here.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yep. And a lot of people don't understand how easy fixing credit is, but where do you even begin? Credit repair people. If we had a person for you, if I had someone to give you a number to like fix your credit, I would. But the only way that I have started to fix mine is just pay my fucking bills, and it sucks.
Yeah. Pay stuff off. Super fun
It just
times.
sucks. So like, no, it's just all bad. To answer people were asking earlier like what shows we were throwing shade to in the Kansas City area. I'm not throwing shade to any specific shows. I just feel like as a whole, the product in Kansas City is just not where it should be. We don't have any new blood. We just keep recycling things at 610. we can't be on air because we cuss too much and have too much fun. And you know what? Us showing off any part of our bodies just makes people uncomfortable. And, you know, others, they just embrace it. They're like, hell yeah, chick's talking about sports. And, you know, look at that glitter bitch over there. She's doing some weird stuff. Like, I mean, it's fun. Like, we have fun with it. And so, like, that's why it would just never work for us to go back that route. But I wish them all the best of luck. I hope that terrestrial radio keeps being a lucrative market.
Yeah. I mean, it still will. It will be forever until we get rid of radios, which I don't know when that's happening.
Probably 2021.
Streaming radio is going downhill too. It's all going to podcasts. So
yeah, podcast mode is fun, and getting to know people. Like the only podcast that I've really like listened to, start to finish, were like the mini series ones. So I want to start incorporating stuff for Sprots. It's like where we do mini series interviews that are like off the normal episode, because I feel like you and I have so much to talk about. Like especially today, we haven't even gotten to like the stuff that we had in the notes and all that.
Right.
But
Sorry.
no, I'm cool with it because we like to keep it like a conversation. So we can throw shade all we want. I'm throwing shade. Megan hasn't said shit. She's innocent. But it's just like I would hope that since representation in sports media has changed so much, that maybe we get some new blood, because right now, like, we're talking the only other chick that I think of when I think of Kansas City sports, like that are like big time like writers and stuff, gets roasted by Chiefs fans on a daily basis now after that Tyreek Hill report. And now that he's actually you know, participating and showing up to things like where the press shows up to talk to them. And then we got Brooke Pryor that basically has set the Chiefs fan base. The fan base alone is ablaze with hatred for her. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. And regardless whether she's man, woman, whatever, it doesn't matter what gender she is. It matters that you can't fucking false report information and get away with it. But apparently you can. Apparently you can. And everyone doubles down on it, whatever. But the big thing is that when you're interviewing people, like, do you think, I mean, right now, just the way that I have talked about this person, even though it's all been very much tongue-in-cheek, do you think that Jay Cutler would sit down and agree to do an interview with me?
Yes.
Damn it. You're supposed to say who's somebody that I've just completely ethered for my, like, Bruce Weber, maybe.
Jay Cutler, the only reason I said yes to Jay Cutler is because he's stupid.
And he's crazy.
He's crazy and stupid, so that's the only reason. Like, if you, like, John Elway would not sit down to an interview with
Bruce Weber? Probably.
Bruce is maybe. You were nice to him this season so far.
Yes, it's easy to be nice when you don't do anything.
Yeah.
I haven't called for his head or anything, but like somebody that you like, do you think that you and Ned Yost would sit down and have a conversation?
No, he would never.
Even with that hat on?
Look. No, Ned is so feisty. Like, I don't know if you've been watching the Royals post-game interviews, but our ex-friend, still friend, I don't know.
We're still friends.
Yeah. Cody Tapp is one of our friends that we hang out with from time to time, and he's in sports radio. Ned Yost, I don't know why, but he just hates that man. He hates Cody Tapp, and he's one of the people that has to go do the post-game interviews and stuff. And every question that Cody asks, Ned is such a douche. Like, in his answers, and it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, I don't know why. Maybe because Cody's the newest, but, like, he's the one that he picks on. But it's so funny. And, like, his voice is so... Like, Cody's voice is so recognizable that, like, you know what it's him asking. So, like, you can't get away with, like, hiding. Because, like, you can't see him asking these questions.
It's incredible.
It's so funny. So funny.
But, like, yeah, when I was saying that, like, 6 inches, like, deflated, I mean, like, it just seems like they're just grasping at straws. I don't mean that there's no talent. It's just, like, cool. What are you guys doing now? I don't even know who's on with Carrington anymore.
Right. They're not they're not evolving to keep up with the times. They're doing the 6'10" thing, which it's consistent, I guess. I can tell them that. They're being consistent, but they're not progressing and keeping up, and they need to be.
Yeah, not everyone could be like us.
Right. Hi.
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 Well, I didn't realize that like last week I went from talking like in serious depth about like giving out blowjobs or something, and then we switched immediately with no segue, just like a brief tie-in to Magic Johnson and like his whole, or not Magic, yeah, Magic Johnson and his whole like debacle with the Lakers. So do we? There's no chill, but like who wants? Like no chill sports talk usually in my mind means like Stephen A. Smith yelling at people, but like
Right.
he's really like highest paid fucking sports media personality out there, like fucking killing it lately
I
just
love
by
him.
pissing people off.
Yeah. Well, the reason that he's great is because he keeps it real too. Like when his callers call in and they don't know their shit that they're asking about, he's like, he'll call them out. And like when they're like fumbling over or like aren't confident in what they have to say, he'll call them out. Like it's great.
That's what you need to do, and that's like we're very much no bullshit approach.
Let's go. Tell us all your things.
My favorite
So,
Old Town Road thing was the Stephen A. Smith walking out in the crowd of Dallas fans when he was
Oh, God.
wearing the Saints jersey.
that
Yeah.
so funny. I mean, people love to make fun of him, but he's the one that they all listen to because he's right. He is right.
He is. I look
So
like
we
I have
have about-
jaundice today.
You are kind of yellowy.
Maybe I should go get it looked at.
Well, is your contrast still up?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I
Yeah,
have no
I
makeup
think
on, so I'm just like,
Yeah,
hey.
I think you played with it.
I was too excited. I was too excited to get going when I figured out the computer was still working. So, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I just started
No, you're
getting
good. I
hyped.
was just saying we have like 15 minutes left, so we're gonna go spend the last 15 minutes on actual sports. Football, Chiefs right now. It's availability day, so we're missing some of it because it's literally happening right now. But for the most part, everybody is being very PC. They interviewed a couple people like Bashad Breeland and Emmanuel, what is it, Agba?
Yeah, that's
Agba?
closer than I could ever get to it. So, yeah.
Mahomes was there. Who else? Kelsey was there. So they're talking to all of them. Most of them are just talking about how excited they are for the year, which is pretty obvious. You know, we have Mahomes again. Breland called him the younger Aaron Rodgers, which is pretty sweet considering he just got done playing with Aaron Rodgers, the real one.
Oh.
And what? It's those two as like the top two quarterbacks in the league at the moment, right?
Well, I mean, Tom Brady.
But he's old.
Right. Aaron Rodgers is older, and he
But
whines
Tom
too
Brady
much.
wasn't in the MVP conversation,
True.
right? It was Aaron.
It was mostly Drew
the
Brees and
Saints.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Drew and Mahomes.
I didn't even think Aaron should have. I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, why?
Like, I just think he's a douche. It's not because I'm Team Jordan Rodgers. Don't worry. I just think that like the guy, you know, he took too much pride in being good as he was when he came out under Favre. When Favre leaves, Aaron Rodgers had a little bit too much like, it's my turn now. He was just very like waiting in the wings. I didn't like his attitude. I mean, yeah, people take his brushing off the media because he's heard everything and like gone through everything with them and just been badgered to death by them essentially. Him brushing off the media as just like an arrogance thing, and I see that a lot too. Packers fans loved Favre because he was a good old boy. He was very much like played down, like his little, oh shucks, golly gee. And then here comes Aaron Rodgers like, yeah, I did that. And what? And he was very more West Coast, very more golden boy-ish, but yet didn't win over the heart. I mean, he was very humble in the beginning, or tried to appear to be, but I just see through it. I'm like, you fucking jackass. But he just always just kind of rubbed me the wrong way just because his playing style, while dominant and very impressive, he's probably one of the most clutch quarterbacks of all time in the fourth quarter and with 2 minutes left. And so that's why I can see the Mahomes comparison. I can see how people are saying, oh yeah, he's he's a younger Aaron Rodgers, because Mahomes is a game winner and game changer, playmaker, whatever fucking cliche term you want to use. But Mahomes does that all the time. Rodgers, you get like 2 or 3 games like that out of a season where he can pull something crazy out of a hat, and he will, because he's talented, don't get me wrong. But I like I corrected him on Twitter when Breland said he's a younger Aaron Rodgers. I said better because I think Mahomes is overall better quarterback, and he doesn't let excuses or doesn't play the blame game as much as Aaron Rodgers does. And
Okay.
yeah, Aaron Rodgers buys new stuff for his O-line, and yeah, he takes care of him, whatever, and everybody likes to throw that up in people's faces like, oh, but Aaron Rodgers isn't a people person. No, but his demeanor is very cold and like standoffish when it comes to kind of sharing his emotions with people, and I think he's had to be that way his whole career.
Right.
So I think it just comes off like that. I think Mahomes is just so much more fresh and raw when it comes to he hasn't been coached up. Like, I mean, he wasn't playing under Favre. We'll just put it that way. He was playing under Alex Smith, very, very smart, good quarterback when it comes to the game, knowing the game. But it just wasn't the same thing. Like, Favre is a fucking legend.
Right.
Alex Smith is a good quarterback. There's just like, it's a
Right.
big difference. So I feel like Mahomes is kind of stepping in the spotlight and just kind of playing it cool, and Aaron Rodgers was just kind of like waiting to take over that crown, and he just kind of seemed a little bit like, come on, is it my turn yet?
Right.
But yeah, so I just think he's always kind of come off as arrogant, but that's the only reason that I even bring that up, is just because I'm like, it's a better version of Aaron Rodgers, let's be honest.
Okay. I can see that. Plus, like, anybody that voluntarily dates Danica Patrick,
You're a fucking idiot.
Something wrong with you. Like,
Yeah.
Ricky
You-
Stenhouse, there was something wrong with him.
Yeah, but you can look at Ricky Stenhouse and see there's something wrong with him.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
you're just like, huh?
Yeah, I don't love the comparison, but since there really is nobody else to compare him to right now, like
He's like,
I will never buy into the Drew Brees hype. I
No.
know that he's good, but like I just don't see him as epic. Like he is consistent, and that's about all I have to say. Like
well, the last time that he was like truly a sexy quarterback, well, not his looks, because I've never been attracted to Drew
into
Brees.
balding.
I've never been into male pattern baldness, just not my thing. I like me a good head of hair.
I don't care about balding, but go bald. Like no, not the between. Not the between.
True. It is a luxury for most men to have hair past a certain age, so either embrace the bald or you better have a full head of hair, not the in-between shit like you said. Just cut your loss.
Agreed.
Let it go.
Let it go.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Drew Brees. No, I mean, he's not sexy anymore. Like he was never physically sexy, but he wasn't a sexy quarterback like he was early in the 2000s. Like
Right.
push back. I just wasn't it. So when it was Favre and Brees in the playoffs, I still think Favre will take a better quarterback, even though he was at the end of his road. When he was playing, it was Minnesota. When he was playing for the Vikings. So it's just like you see guys like with Mahomes, you can't really compare him to anything that has been before. He's like Brady and Rodgers and Manning. He's like smart. He's as football smart as Manning, with the ability to see the field like Brady, and the clutchness of Rodgers,
Okay.
and the fucking arm of Montana on steroids. So he's just like he's a freak.
He's a freak. We need a good name for him though this year.
I don't like Showtime. Yeah,
I hate Showtime.
because it just reminds me of like, it's Showtime. It's like, ew.
Yeah, and like why? Where did I no.
And plus, he's like, well, that's the name I've always had. I'm putting my arm up like a weirdo. It's cool. I'm just stretching. But like, it's a nickname, but who gave it to you? And you can't pick your own nickname. You can't say, well, this has always been it. I mean, if I hadn't been called Gat from an early age, I wouldn't just randomly start doing it in my 20s.
Right. Well, and it's your initials, so like
Yeah,
whatever.
that's kind of obvious. His PLM, his logos and shit too,
I haven't seen them.
they're bad.
Oh.
I think like, especially because it's PLM, really play off like the structure of it, and really they did like almost like a fusion of all the letters, and then like made it weird. It's just weird.
That is weird.
I'm not a fan.
Let's see. What could we like? His initials. If we take out the L, it's PM, which is like night. Like we should call him like
Darkness.
Night Rider, Dark Knight, Darkness.
Darkness.
I don't know. Showtime's lame.
Showtime
is like a high school like reach of a nickname. We need something better.
Showtime is the station that I watch one of my favorite shows, Billions, on, and that's all I know.
So would you say, since you now were in Billions and Game of Thrones mode, which is better for Netflix and chill, like to get you going in the mood?
Game of
Not
Thrones.
you per se, but like
Game of Thrones.
really.
Billions, I will say that it makes you use your brain too, but in different ways. You have to keep up because it's like a lot of numbers, a lot of like back and forth, and a lot of scheming going on. The best Netflix and chill show has always just been The Office for me.
Ew.
I know. I don't want to talk about it because I ended up turning it off within like 10 minutes. Don't look at me like that. I usually don't have to Netflix and chill, okay? Like, I'm a very direct person. I'm like, yo.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying like that was your intention, but like you said earlier, like you were watching like Game of Thrones and it would lead to banging.
Yeah.
Because obviously like they have a lot of like sensual scenes. Office, that does not.
No, but like that's the thing. I don't need a show to do that, like, of who I am as a person. So I just like the first thing I think of is The Office, and I just put that on. Like, who doesn't like The Office? And so I'm like, oh, this is boring. Haha, let's do this now. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, one time I made a guy watch the 24-hour marathon of Jersey Shore while we had sex all day.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Sorry, Mom, ear muffet.
Ear muffet.
But like, and he hates me to this day. Like he's like, every single time I see them, I just think of that day, and he goes, "It's great. I don't mind thinking about that day." I'm like, yeah, you better clarify. You better not say like it gives me nightmares. Like, you can't say that. Like, you have to say it was the best day of my life, like forever. Like, you have to show up at my funeral and be like, one time we had sex all day long to the office or to the Jersey Shore, and it was the best day of my life.
Okay, that's fair.
You can't complain about
Mahomes
that.
and Sherman like watching live PD. I don't think they use that for Netflix and chill, but
I think that'd be really difficult to do.
that's their weird show. Why would it be difficult? You just said you Netflixed and chilled with The Office.
Yeah, but like live PD is like when you're The Office is just like background noise. But it's really not. It's really uncomfortable at times. So I usually just, but like I said, I just turn it off. It's just there to be like, haha, did you really want to watch a movie? Like, what? We're adults. Come on. But like live PD is like if you're in the middle of things and then you just start hearing gunshots. I mean, depending on who you are as a person.
People are like into fear sex. I don't know.
Then just go have sex in the streets of Kansas, Missouri. Like, get your rocks off that way.
That is true.
Live PD is fun though. I feel like it's something that I feel like Mahomes would watch.
I've honestly never watched it, so I don't know.
Well,
is it just like Cops?
Well, next time you watch it, try to have sex during it, and then you'll see what I mean.
Well, I'm not like your boob's coming over. I'm gonna put on live PD, but like for like the people that live together, like you live together, you sleep together in bed every single day together. You're probably not banging every time you get in said bed. Like, you're turning on Billions or Game of Thrones. Which one is gonna lead to you getting lucky and you didn't know?
Billions is gonna make you feel really poor, so don't watch it when you're trying to get laid, because literally all your wife or whatever side chick, man, whatever you have, whatever your partner is going to be doing, they're just going to be like, holy fuck, why doesn't this motherfucker have 83 million to spend on a house for me?
Okay.
So they're just going to like look at you like you're inadequate. So don't watch Billions. Don't watch Billions trying to get lucky.
Game of Thrones though, yeah.
Game of Thrones, if it's not the murderous rampage, if it's not the dark weird magic going on, if it's not the creepy time traveling kid raven, if it's not the strange man who can only say Hodor and when nobody knows why, if it's not incest, I mean, they've got something for everybody.
True.
Like, they had 2 giant gingers and killed off one of them. So I've got my boo left, Tormund. Whose stunt double follows me on Instagram.
No way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, okay, I don't geek out about a lot. Like, I don't geek out about anything. Like, when it comes to dudes that follow me on Instagram. Okay, 2 guys that follow me on Instagram.
Chad.
Like, I mean, come on. Oh, I forgot I was going to wear my USA sweater. Dang. I got, like, an Olympics. Hot. I know, but I got, like, an Olympics sweater from, like, the 90s Olympics.
Oh, my gosh.
Look. Remember that good old...
I will look in 12 minutes.
Okay, well, here it is. USA. Probably look better than my face today, but Yeah, there's like 2 people that I geek out over that, and I
That is
check all
awesome.
the time, all the time. I'm like, do they still follow me? Cool.
Cool. All
Well,
right, so that is pretty cool.
so he does motivational speaking and stuff too. He wrote
Mm.
a couple books. The stunt double did, but yeah, and then
On being a stunt double?
no, on his he's does professional, like he's a stunt double, so he does all these crazy things, and he does a predominant like amount of surfing work, and like the
Okay.
shit that scares me, like the ocean terrifies me.
Hmm.
I love it, but holy shit, it's powerful. But I just like it's terrifying because there's so much shit in there. Like we all saw Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
Mrs. Frizzle takes everybody down, and there's just like, and then I went scuba diving, and I didn't have my glasses on, and I didn't have contacts, so I was
Hmm.
blindly in the water the
Oh my
first
God.
time that I was scuba diving, and I was just like there were sharks, and I didn't know. It was bad. So like the underwater is terrifying. So it's just like the ocean is scary. So this guy is like talking about how getting thrown around the ocean really like helps center you because you just feel tiny, and I'm like, I want to feel tiny, let me buy your
Oh God.
book.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, and then him and his wife autographed it, so then I was like, damn it, bye.
Oh. Whoops.
Whatever,
Awkward. Whatever.
it's signed. Thanks, fake Tormund.
Tormund the second.
Exactly.
All right. Well, what do you have coming up not this week per se, but in the next 2 days?
That was dismal. All right, well that was a fucking
Well, he had a wife. It was boring now.
oh yeah, that's true. Don't you hate that? Baseball stuff. We haven't talked any about baseball at all. They're the next, I think, day game is going to be like May 2nd. So
Okay.
try to get out to the K for that. But I don't really have anything going on this week. I'm just going to be trying to get through Titty Tax Day or whatever this holiday.
Yeah, definitely send your tits to Brett.
Yeah, but not him because it's definitely not him. He doesn't want
It's
his girlfriend
definitely
knowing that
not
he's
him.
asking for boob pictures. Blah blah blah.
Definitely not.
So lame. But yeah, like it's tax day, so congrats if you did your taxes. Somebody said, "Oh, shame on people that actually do, like who actually does their taxes before they're due." And I'm like, people who need money, thanks. Like thanks for
Who wouldn't do them
I'm
before they
like,
were due?
I'm like, what are you talking about? It was a very weird flex, so I was very confused by it. But I think I'm just gonna go maybe go tanning in my Mercedes.
Okay. Are you gonna drive about the town? You haven't driven it yet, have you?
No, I have not. It's very small.
Okay.
But
In
I've
what
just
way?
also been in a truck for the last 3
I was gonna
days.
say that Dodge was massive.
Well, I mean, like we could fit a family in there easily.
Yeah.
No comment.
There's a lot of things you could do in a truck.
Never would do any of those.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a lady. I just like to pick up my
Uh,
best friend and go cruising around and drink Starbucks
That is true. That is all
and
we
sing
did.
her Whitney Houston on the plaza. Like, I think my mom thought that I was hammered or something just driving around. I go, no. 1, I don't drink and drive. 2, no. I just, honest to God, wanted to go drive around in a car that wasn't mine to put miles on. So, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah, and we did. And I got a whole tour of Kitten City, and it was really nice because we always go out, but it's like in an Uber at night, and so I have no idea where we were.
Like,
And
you
like
saw
I always thought,
Caddyshack.
yeah, I saw Caddyshack in the daylight and Anthony's and all that, and like I always thought we were like super far north, like north of the river, and we never were. Never.
At no point have I taken you north of the river besides casinos.
I had no idea where we were. So now I know. We got the tour in the day. I got to see everything. We went to the River District. We went to West Bottoms. We went to Westport. We went to Waldo, obviously, because that's where I live. The Plaza. What else? Midtown. What's the arts one called?
Truce Collective area we went.
Truce Collective. Yeah, we went down there. We went to the Not Paseo, Martin Luther King Boulevard, which I don't know if you saw that there's a whole group trying to get that undone.
Oh my God.
Well, to be fair, they were fighting it before it was done. So they have been fighting for a while to make it not change from the Paseo to Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Such angry boys.
But I went because there was an article written about it by the Star. So I went to their Facebook page because they have they said there are like 900 people in this Facebook and they have however many signatures. It was a lot. to get this undone. And all of the people in the Facebook page are white women. Shocker.
I'm angry.
And the shirt that they're selling is like, it says Save the Paseo. And they posted, they're like, email if you want to pick this up in Overland Park. And I was like, of course you're in Overland Park caring about something that's not even in your city.
Are you
Outraged
kidding
about
me?
the Paseo that you've never been on. So
That is a
I don't
new
think it should
level.
have been changed, but
That is a new level of white woman fuckery.
yeah. I was like, okay, maybe it's a lot of people that are like from the Paseo like area or whatever. They're all upset. Nope, that's not what it is.
Literally, no one cares. Karen, shut the fuck up, Becky.
Right? Like I'm here for the fact that they shouldn't have done that particular street. We did need a Martin Luther King Boulevard because we were the only state left, right?
I think
we were
so.
the only one left that didn't have one, but not the Paseo because that's a bit historic. But whatever.
When you're here, you're here.
When you're here, and now that's what it is.
And you can't argue with it.
This week, so it's official.
Ladies in Overland Park.
Ladies of Overland Park that are outraged.
Just
like
mad.
The next post was like, I got 800 signatures out in Brookside today. I was like, oh, more white people.
More people that don't live or use or utilize the Paseo at any point in their life.
Yeah. Not that there's not white people that don't live on the Paseo. They do. But people of Overland Park and Brookside area, it's not their fight.
I'm going to start getting mad about the Northland now.
Right?
How dare you change this street that is nowhere near me? I'm going to start getting outraged about other cities. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to join town halls of places nowhere near me.
Get in the Kansas City, Kansas, like, town hall.
I'm going to get into Wyandotte County Board of Directors.
I am so mad.
I cannot believe this thing is affecting my life so harshly.
It's ridiculous.
Can we start, can I start joining things and blaming things on retrogrades of planets? Because it kind of seems similar.
You should. Hop in all those groups. Blow their minds.
Now is not a good time to change names because currently our Neptune is in Taurus for as long as we know.
Funny. So funny.
So anyways, guys, this is Outrage Takes with Homeless Gat and Ned Yost in a wig.
That's right.
Number one honey boy.
Number one honey boy.
I feel like you and Ned Yost could go hunting together. I just don't think you could talk baseball together.
We could definitely never talk baseball. Speaking of which, people, before we got on this current winning streak, so now people are over it, but like the bigger reporters like Mellinger and stuff were finally on my side to fire Yost. So,
but
not even fire him.
But three fucking games. 3 games is what it takes to let him back into his job.
Yeah, we won
Y'all
3
have
games,
you have no, like, I don't know. There's nothing like a backbone of Royals fans lately. Like we are letting our emotions get the best of us. Like, dear God, we are still moving forward. Every day that we make changes slowly but surely and do better the next day, somehow we are still moving forward. It is okay.
Right. Just chill.
Zenny boys. Zenny boys.
Zenny boys.
Maybe they should hire us to be Zen consultants.
They should. They should, actually.
Like pregame.
We're gonna apply.
Pregame, like we need some pregame yelling. Maybe we can get the Royals doing like hakas.
Okay.
Like get some fucking energy up, boys.
Let's do it.
Like we're not doing Schwarber fighting, where I thought it was hilarious that I said that he looked like a homeless Steven Seagal, and no, a couple people agreed with me, but someone's like, no, I don't see that at all. I'm like, well, you're blind.
Yeah, he does look like a homeless Steven Seagal.
Just like with no fucks given. Just like, and he wasn't even, and that's how Steven Seagal would fight because he doesn't believe in violence. And so he would like fight like he's pretending to fight. And that's exactly what Schwarber was doing. He was like, hold me back. I'm like, no one's out there. Run, sir. Where would you run to?
Yeah, he like ran right into his teammate's arms.
He's like, hold me back. Hold me back. Not just hold me. Did you need a hug? Fuck.
He just wanted a hug. He was just a sad boy.
Needy boys. Needy boys.
That's it.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the Sprots Take show. I actually recorded it this time.
Yay!
It'll be in 2 parts because it just randomly stopped when Megan disappeared. But I'm gonna zen it together.
Perfect.
Zen is a new verb. Zen.
Zen it.
I'm gonna zen it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Wednesday. We'll get even
Yes.
weirder. Why not?
Yay.